Tag, very nice, very evil.
Yeah, that's tag shit.
Free fall as I die through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really.
What up? What up?
What's
Hey,
up?
look here. I don't know about y'all, but last week I consumed an ungodly amount of wrestling.
Same
I
here.
mean,
That's a lot.
you had Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night NXT, Wednesday Night Dynamite, Thursday Night Collision, Friday Night SmackDown, and the Hall of Fame. Saturday morning, Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1 pre-show, and WrestleMania Night 1, and the post-show. And then Sunday, WrestleMania pre-show, and the show, and the post-show. And currently, I'm watching the Raw after Mania too. So,
You legitimately watched wrestling for a cool 7 days straight.
yep. And this right here is the 8th.
Yeah.
But what up, what up, what up? We are here to talk
Jeez.
about WrestleMania weekend. Of course, I mean, why else would we be here? I mean, yeah,
It's like right over there. Hey,
Yeah.
right there. Bang.
right there, right there. And as you see on the screen as of right now, actually, let me make it more hidden.
Oh,
We are here to talk about NXT Stand and Deliver, arguably the best thing about WrestleMania weekend to me. My opinion, arguably the best
can't
thing
argue with it.
about this weekend, because I feel every match was good in its own right. And let's get into it. First and foremost, actually, hold on, I have it. Okay, there you go. All right, so first and foremost, we have the women's tag team #1 contender fatal 4-way elimination match. We got the Meta Girls of Lash and Cora. We have Roxanne, Perez, and Cora Jade. Fatal Influences, Jacy, Jayne, and Fallon, Henley. And we also have, I'm gonna still call them the Misfits until they get an official name. The Misfits of Tatum, Paxley, and since the champ has showed up, Cheeks Dolin. Now,
right.
this was a pre-show match, and it was actually pretty good to kind of start off the night, kind of start off the weekend. This was technically the first match we see of the weekend, and yeah. Now, Izzi here was the one who predicted this match correctly. He was able
Of
to
course.
pick the team of Tatum and Cheeks. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I chose the way I chose. And Tatum kind of gave it away. It was after the match, Tatum kind of gave it away, but then I was looking at the overall picture. So the reason why I chose Roxanne and Cora was because one is the belts were being defended on Tuesday, and two, Tatum, Gigi, Lash, and Cora are going for the TNA Knockout Tag Team Championships this weekend on TNA. So I was like, okay, yeah, there's no reason for either one of them two teams to win. So that was where my booking decision was going from. That's the reason why I didn't choose the Misfits, because the Misfits and the Meta Girls are getting knockout tag title opportunities. And speaking of, so yeah, that's the reason why I didn't choose them going into that match.
Could easily see those Misfits taking those belts. But no, that's solid enough. But I should have known better than to doubt the Cheeks.
Right?
The reason why
there was plenty of cheeks in this match, though.
there were the reason why I was
Get
going
them
with
at Cheeks.
the reason why I was going with Metaphor is because, well, okay, so I thought that Liv and Raquel, they were going to be champions going into NXT on Tuesday, okay. So I like, what's a team that can afford to take a loss here? I was like, the metaphor can, Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend. Because I don't feel like they want to give it to Roxanne and Cora Jade, which I hate what happened there with Cora Jade and Roxanne. Like at the end of that match, like with Roxanne just walking out, like what I just don't understand what they're doing there. But I mean, the match was okay. It was your typical multi-man women tag team match here on NXT. I mean, it was cool. Hey, I'm happy that I like me some Tatum, Paxley and Gigi Dolin. They are really good.
Yeah,
I'm happy they picked up the victory.
Dizzle, what was your reason for going with the Misfits?
Apparently, low
I mean,
too.
outside of the obvious, it was almost more so looking at the women's tag match during Mania. My assumption was that Liv and Raquel were going to retain, so I was looking at pretty much the only true face team in this match, and at the same time, everybody outside of the quote unquote misfits pretty much had an opportunity. And I mean, I'm easily leaving out Fatal Influence because they're trash, but everybody else has had like a title opportunity.
Except for Fallon Henley, she's not trash. Fallon Henley is not trash.
I'm saying.
No, you're talking about the stable as a whole.
Fatal Influence as
a faction, as a group. Yeah,
absolutely.
They're trash. Yeah.
And metaphor when Bianca and Jade were champs, they had they were inserted into that whole title contention on a multitude of occasions. So it only made sense that they would probably give old Cheeks an opportunity. So that was my logic outside of the obvious. But yeah, it's pretty much that. Nothing major.
Now, if y'all paid attention to the show, the reason why I say I figured that Tatum gave it away, when they interviewed Tatum and Gigi, they were saying, hey, you're going to go against the winners of Judgment Day or Lyra and Bailey. And then Tatum was like, wait, so you saying there's a chance I could probably go against Lyra? Like, like she kind of had that look like, no, I don't want to go against Lyra. And I was like, they're going to win. I was like, because of that, they were going to win.
Interesting.
But yeah, but yeah, that was to kick off the show, the pre-show, to get the people warmed up. Your official first match of the night was for the North American Championship. You have absolute Ricky Saints versus all ego Ethan Page. Now, the one thing that I can appreciate about wrestling, wrestling and the wrestling fans are going to just be themselves. And one thing about them being themselves is that they ain't going to let people forget. And, because they've been constantly chanting Tony fumbled anytime any of his former employees do better. And they gave that good chant with Saints and Page here. So do we believe as a collective that Tony fumbled on Saints?
It's true. It's
100%
true.
Yeah.
100%. Undeniably.
Okay.
He also fumbled with Ethan Page as well.
Oh no, I was
yeah. Oh yeah,
both
we were saying both. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he fumbled with both of those guys. Yeah, exactly.
Easily. Undeniably.
Other than that, I thought Saints and Page gave a good match to kind of warm up the crowd, to kind of get things going, because after this match, I feel it was all gas, no brakes. Shout outs to Jacob Fatu. But yeah, there was a good little warm up. One thing about wrestling is sometimes the presentation of things, because when you see Page and Saints in this light, you do realize how much star power they have.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, it works vice versa, because when it came to AEW, when AEW acquired Mox and when they acquired Swerve and Timeless Tony Storm, you like, damn, I see the star power that is with these individuals. But I don't know. I'm glad that perception-wise, these two gentlemen are happy, and they gave a pretty solid match, with ultimately Saints retaining his North American Championship. But yeah. Anything else to add?
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, both these guys, they have really good chemistry.
Mhm.
Came to me no surprise that Ricky Saints was going to retain, and I'm wondering like what's next yeah, exactly, low-key. I agree with you. And I wonder what's next for Ethan Page. You know, is he going to be called up to the roster?
Call up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think he would get called up to I think he'd fit better on SmackDown, in my opinion. Actually, no, Raw. I would like to see him on Raw, because I feel like we'll get into it later. Who I think the other person might go from NXT here. But yeah, it was a very solid match. Good way to kick off the show.
Yeah, great match. Okay, agrees.
Mr. Diesel?
I need to let everybody know. I'm gonna preface this because I know I seem very reserved. Most of my energy is going to go into the main event segment, and I specifically say segment because there are parts of that I'm actually going to go in on. But I'm going to address a lot of the stuff that goes through each of the cards. But most of my energy is going to go into that. So just let everybody know.
Oh yeah. There's
I'm cool.
There's gonna be some bars to get off during that main event.
All right. Yeah. Well, with that being said, our next contest of the evening, it was for the NXT Tag Team Championships. You got Fraxium defending against Hank and Tank, aka the Belly Boys, aka the Belly Bandits. Now, if y'all been listening to NXT.AG for the last month and a half, I kind of came on here and said Hank and Tank were next up, and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. Now
they didn't, but I was not a believer.
Okay,
which is why I picked Fraxium, because it just there was. I mean, I get their story, but their story didn't really integrate into the whole Fraxium thing for me. So it didn't feel like it was, for a team as dominant as Fraxium, I felt that it should have been more of a build up for this, which is why I went the way that I went. But I get it.
Yeah, Dizzle, I'm with you on that. Like with Hank and Tank, I feel like, no disrespect to Hank and Tank. I mean, I was even going with Hank and Tank, but I don't feel like it was the right decision. I feel like it should have been a different team. Like I don't know. Like I don't feel like they're on the caliber of Fraxium.
So my thinking was they didn't give it to OTM because I thought OTM was going to get it.
Speaking of OTM, where the hell they been out? They haven't been on TV for a while.
I'm assuming Bronco or Lucian must be hurt. I'm assuming. They didn't give it to OTM. They didn't give it to Briggs and Inamura. So unless they were going to give it to a TNA tag team, it was either now or never.
And also, they didn't give it to the Calling, which I hate that faction. The Calling. There's only one person I like in the Calling, and that's Izzy Dane. Like, you know what? I'd rather go watch a Death Rider.
That's my least favorite member of the group.
I'd rather go watch the Death Riders at this point.
No. So the Culling is not a bad stable. They just went in the wrong direction, which Dizzle and I had talked about that on a previous video. The Culling should have been Darkstate, but different video. Go watch that. Go watch the Darkstate video. It was explained in there. But the way they was building Hank and Tank's story, that's why I was like, it was either now or never. Because if Hank and Tank would have lost, then I definitely would have not known who was going to get those belts off of Fraxium. Because, they was building them up week after week. They was taking all of these losses. They was getting all of these advice from all these different tag teams. And it wasn't until the Street Profits was like, be ourselves. Don't worry about being the Hardys. Don't worry about being this team, that team. Be Hank and Tank, which is, how they ended up winning the gauntlet match.
Yeah.
Got them to this opportunity. But
see, that's what that gauntlet match made me start believing. Like, okay, yeah, they're definitely taking the titles, and like the way the crowd has been reacting to them, they've been really behind them a lot. Kind of like an underdog situation.
Well, and that's what I've been saying, that they have potential to be one of those sleeper tag teams because of the energy they bring.
Mm-hmm.
That if and when they get called up, I can see them being one of them tag teams that they just get love because Hank and Tank do bring a certain energy. So, and that's when I was noticing it more and more, and I was like, they're going to be the ones. They're going to be the ones to take out Fraxium. But once again, kudos to Fraxium, aka Kendrick and London 2.0. They held those tag team titles in that division down. I don't know if this is about to lead to a call up. I kind of assume maybe this may lead to a call up for Fraxium.
Absolutely.
But they held that division down.
They really did, yeah.
But yeah, shout outs to Hank and Tank, the Belly Bandits, and new tag champs. Now, this next match, I'm so mad that I did not call this winner, and I'm gonna let y'all know why I didn't when we get there. But for the NXT Women North American Championship ladder match, we have the Cullens and Izzi Dame, former champion Kelani Jordynne, so Ruca, Zaria, the returning Thea Hale, and of course Lola Vice. Now, going into this match, my thinking was they wasn't going to give it to Soul and Zaria because they're a tag team. They wasn't going to give it to Kelani because, she's already been champ. I figured they wasn't going to give it to Izzi because of, with the Cullen, they still trying to find their footing. And Lola, she was kind of just returning too, but the way Thea returned this past Tuesday, it was like up, layup. That's how I felt, like up, layup here. But I was wrong. Soul Ruca hit 3 soul snatchers in a row. And she
even snatched my soul as well. She snatched mine.
Just, hey,
not dirty like that. No. I'm a big Soul Ruca fan. I'm a Soul Ruca fan.
This is a horny.
No. This is horny free here. No,
okay.
But she snatched my soul. Okay, like I'm a believer in her. That's why I picked her because I'm a big fan of her. I see her going. And also that soul snatcher off the ladder, it kind of looked a little wonky a little bit, but hey, it's still. I mean, they did their best.
Still an impressive move. Still an impressive move. But
this was the easiest pick for me throughout this whole stand and deliver prediction. Absolutely.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh, see. All right, hold up to everybody because so we're recording this during
while he's watching
Raw
during the Raw Mania. So there's going to be a lot of things that we say that either could or not happen on Monday Night Raw, or whatever. So just understand the timing when it comes to. We
might conveniently say that somebody's going to do this, and then, hey, it's funny you should mention,
but
Judge, I know you said you don't want no spoilers, but it's going to happen. I'm just letting you know.
I'm about to just ask you, man. I'm sorry, Judge. You can mute the.
Okay, mute myself. Mute right now.
No. It's going to happen later. It's going to happen later because it's not during NXT. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's probably going to say it during whatever match it pertains to.
Yeah,
but yeah, with the Soul Ruca thing, it was an easy pick mainly because you can see that they were grooming her up to this point to do something. The stuff with Chelsea Green, the stuff that she did with in TNA, and then the MacGuffin that everybody thought was like a misdirect with her winning the Speed Championship. I knew was like, because nobody cares about the Speed Championship. It's trash.
It really is. It's like the 24/7
championship.
Yeah.
Are we serious here?
But yeah, it was it. She was the only one that made the most sense as far as being a representative for the North American Championship. Hell, just any mid-card championship at this point for the women. So 100%, absolutely, no question why I picked her.
So
yeah.
I would have been on board with that had it not been for the fact that her and Zaria were in a tag team.
Oh, they're gonna go at it. They'll go at it for that championship.
Yeah, that was like my only reason for going against it was because they're in a tag team. Because had it not been for that, or had it been for the effects, or you know what, be honest with you, had it would have been like a Judgment Day situation with them, I would have been like, okay, you know what, I can see because Zaria and Soul got a little bit testy, but no, they've been, we clicking as a team now, you know what I'm saying? But
I just don't believe Zaria though, man. Like
that's the reason why I'm shocked that they're still a thing, because Zaria came off as she was going to betray Soul weeks ago, but they still was riding off this whole we're a team, we're besties, we're Zoruka. So yeah.
I'm with it.
But we're here. But yes, like I said earlier, 3 Soul Snatchers, well 4 including Jugs, but 4 Soul Snatchers later, Ruca is your new NXT Women's North American Champion. Now, getting to the next match, we have a 6-man tag between the D'Angelo family and Darkstate. Now, the Darkstate members who were represented was Dion Lennox, Saquon Sugars, and Osiris Griffin. Of course, Tony D, Stax, and Luca Crucifino. Now, once again, if y'all been listening to my weekly show, I called this shit like a month and a half ago,
You did call it.
I called this shit for now. The other part didn't happen, but I knew Stax was going to betray Tony D. The way they've been having this tension. Now, Stax didn't join Darkstate, but I knew Stax was going to eventually betray Tony D.
Yeah, this match was solely for the post match segment, 100%.
Yeah, solely.
I didn't care for this.
The only reason why I appreciated it was because we got to see Osiris this time around, because we didn't get to see him last time. But
Osiris, he's a monster. Like the way he was like throwing bodies around, like through. I don't remember who threw. I think he threw like Stacks in the timekeepers area. Like, oh damn, this guy's a monster.
Dion Lennox was beating the shit out of Stacks at one point.
He was
legitimately beating the shit out of Stacks at one point. Now, but yes, as we just said, Stacks betrayed Tony D, gave Darkstate the dub. Post match, Stacks was escaping. Luca comes up. Stacks, what are you doing? Hey, keep your phone on. I'ma call you later. Let you know my whereabouts. And then dipped off, and it was like, what is happening here? But we're here. Darkstate gets the dub. We'll see what happens with Darkstate in the weeks to come. And I'm assuming Tuesday we'll see what happens with the family, because, Stacks turned on Tony D. And next up, obviously, probably my match of the night, for the NXT Women's Championship, you got Stephanie Vaquer defending against Giulia, Jordynne Grace, and Jaida Parker. My goodness.
Miss Parker.
My goodness.
Wait, hold up. Because I already know I was going to say less words, but I have to say this.
Nah, go ahead. Say
if there was any time that I would have to join Jugs in jail,
I 1000% agree. Trust and believe.
It would be
this match right here
about
is
this
almost
match.
the definition of throw away and lock the key. Just take the key with you.
Hey, Stephanie Vaquer, I'm talking to you, okay?
No, the thing is, I have love for all 4.
I know my love is mainly for
absolutely.
Stephanie. My love is
for all 4.
You can do that whatever that movie you do on the mat there.
Was it Devil's Kiss?
Yes, the Devil's Kiss.
That's what that's called. That's what the yeah. You can do the Devil's Kiss to me, like
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
need to get that.
look. Give me the devil's kiss and the devil may cry.
Hey, listen, that it's
Hey,
it's a
hey,
lot
hey,
better
would
than
you want-
Charlotte.
Hey,
It's a
would
lot
you
better than
want
Charlotte's.
Stephanie's version or Charlotte's version?
Stephanie,
Really, is that a question? Is that seriously a question? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Stephanie's version all day.
Hey, look, I'm just throwing it out there. But
I mean, she pretty much answered that question on Twitter /X
yes, she
already.
did. She did.
Yeah.
And she spoke for everybody when she said that.
But
I don't know. Like there's no getting on top of Jordynne Grace. I feel like.
well, I mean, Jonathan Gresham, if anybody would know.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
fair. That's fair. You can still see the shoulder muscles popping out on her shoulders there, though.
Right? Like I said, I have love for all four. Of course, Stephanie and Jaida has probably got the highest percentage if we doing some Steiner math, or now if we doing some breaker math, Stephanie and Jaida get highest percentage. But I love all four of these women, and I love the fact that all four of these women went out there and did the damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn
absolutely.
Right.
Once again, this is kind of that misfire that maybe I feel this should have been the main event.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
I would not have been upset if this was the main event.
I could see that.
I can see why the main event was the main event. Don't get me wrong, because that main event had more emotion, whatever attached to it. But I wouldn't be mad if, once again, this was swapped around. But Stephanie hitting that SVV on Jaida, and it was like, my goodness, that was. Let me stop before I turn into judge. But yeah. Great contest, great match. Stephanie with the dub. Now let me ask y'all this question before we move to the main event. Mm-hmm. Do y'all agree with the sector of the internet that says that Stephanie should have still been champ?
I disagree.
I disagree as well. I don't think she should be champ. Like,
I just think that it wouldn't be necessary because it would have done a disservice to the rest of the women on the roster. I'm glad that they allowed her to defend the championship instead of just automatically giving it up.
Okay.
But the fact that that she is not champ does serve the women's roster because again, NXT does have undoubtedly the best women's roster right now. So it does, like it's bad enough that the tag titles were taken away from them. So it only serves its purpose, as being on somebody else and not just like cool. It's a cool accolade, I get it, but it only makes it. And sorry, Mandy Rose, you were not champ.
No,
so
let's
get that. You were not champ. You were in a unification match. The moment that you won the UK championship, it stopped being its own entity. Yes. So you were just champ.
You were just champ. Period.
Sorry. That's been bugging me.
No, I wanted to address it, but I did put it out my mind because I did talk to Ashley about it. But you're right. Mm-hmm. You were not champ. You were champ. So I do agree
that was it.
I mean, that is a distinction that should be made.
Mm-hmm.
But no, she popped off later saying like, no, I held up the UK championship and the women's championship. And I was like, no, you unified them. It wasn't just because the same thing with Carmelo. Carmelo unified, even though they do count him as cruiserweight champion. But technically, that was a unification match.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. Now for the main event of the evening, and apparently Dizzle got some bars to get off. So once I
no, not this one, not this one.
He's talking about the main event, the main event.
Main event.
I think he's talking about night two.
I thought you meant this main event. Got you.
Look, I will go ahead and tell you this right now. I cared absolutely nothing for this triple threat match.
Yes, what? I was
No,
here
I'm
for
not saying, I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't a good match. I just completely didn't care. I was not emotionally invested in this match whatsoever.
You know,
Oh,
I'm always
good heavens.
invested when it comes to NXT. So, but for your main event, NXT Championship, Oba Femi, aka Mr. King of Triple Threats, defending against Trick Willie and Mr. Bouncy.
That boy is
Evans.
bouncy. He's bouncing,
Now,
all right.
I was in it. I was here for it. Granted, I do feel the women should have main evented, but when I tell you I was here for this match, and once again, I knew the outcome. But just to see the way it plays out, and once again, I love how a person's name of a finisher can match the person. Because when you see somebody like Oba Femi, seeing his height, seeing his size, and seeing that his finisher is the power bomb, and he calls it the fall from grace. My goodness. Exactly, Jaeger. Chef kiss. My goodness.
Like the entire reaction, all of it, yes.
My goodness. But yes, it took a couple of fall from graces, 1, 2, 3, and still. And don't worry, I know we kind of sped through a little bit with NXT. I'll get more in depth, of course, tomorrow night with NXT AG, but we still got plenty of WrestleMania.
And NXT, this match here was really fun. I'm happy they added Javon Evans into the match, because if it just was a one-on-one match, I mean, Trick Williams and Oba Femi, their styles are kind of exactly the same a little bit. I mean, sometimes they are. So it kind of would have been a boring match, in my opinion. So I'm happy they added Javon Evans to make the match be a quicker pace and stuff. And he was,
I'm not mad at that pace.
Ultimately to take the fall. So
yeah, I'm not mad at that take it off.
Yeah,
I will say this, because this is part of the issue that I have with not being emotionally invested.
Okay.
And it's the fact that NXT, and again, when I say this, I don't mean it in a disparaging way. NXT has an Oba Femi problem. And when I say that, look at the comparisons between all the matches that he's had and then the match that he had with Moose. The match that he had with Moose in the build-up, you could see the fact you could see the fact that Moose presented an adversity towards Oba Femi, because you can look at him and say, oh, he may serve as a problem to Oba. Anybody else, NXT, Shawn Michaels, anybody that's writing for NXT would have to believably build somebody up to go up against Oba that could be believable as somebody that could defeat him. And honestly, there's nobody on the roster that serves that purpose. Now, before, when we talked about the North American Championship, when he was North American champion, and I started to tout the fact that, hey, maybe Wes Lee could be that underdog that could be the person that could dethrone Oba Femi. And then now he's completely washed right now.
He is.
Now Javon Evans,
they massacred my boy.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Now Javon Evans is somebody that fits that mold, but the way that he presents himself is such a level of inexperience that you can't believe him. And that's the issue there. Because I would want to, but at the same time, it's like Wrestling Logic, being a fan for decades at this point, Did
you watch the pre-show?
For NXT?
Yeah.
No.
So on the pre-show, they did an interview, and the interview kind of ties to what you just kind of said. He said that when he went for the NXT championship last year, he wasn't ready. That, he wasn't ready. That even if he would have became champion, he wouldn't have had enjoyed it because he wasn't ready. So he was saying now he's more locked in, more serious, and that if he would have became champion tonight or Saturday night, then he would have been like, yeah, I'm ready to be champion. So I guess that the months in between, his seriousness kicked in, per se.
Gotcha. He gonna need some more months in to make me a believer. So I mean, hey, shout out Javon. You're doing your thing, man.
Javon. Yeah.
So kind of like what you just said, you got to think Oba is essentially Gunther 2.0.
Oh, 100%.
That's a match. That's a match I want to see eventually.
Over is so dominant and he's such this big and intimidating presence that it did kind of make sense for Tony D to beat him. Mm-hmm. Though I wasn't the happiest with it, it made sense for Tony D to beat Over. Now
it's because that match made sense to me for Tony D.
But now,
I agree.
Upon looking at it, it's kind of like hey, who's going to be the one? Who will be the one to dethrone Over now at this point? Oh shit! I'm sorry. My bad.
Something else happened.
Yes, it did. one of the predictions last night is happening right now.
Well, dang.
Well, damn. Okay.
Oh. Right.
But
if we get to it, I'll get to it.
Let me get back on track. A certain Redeemer just showed up.
Rusev Day. It's Rusev Day.
But hey, listen. Why couldn't he have showed up last night?
Every day is Rusev Day. But that's beside the point.
The ruler remains.
Lana is bad.
And we will see where that goes. And once again, I give some more in depth after tomorrow night with NXT T.A.G. So I let y'all know that what's going on with NXT. So let's move on. So now, gentlemen, we are in WrestleMania territory. We had 2 nights of WrestleMania. We had a total of almost 8 hours of wrestling between
Damn.
2 nights. Before we get into
like a lot.
Gentlemen, how was y'all thoughts and feelings on WrestleMania as a whole?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start off with it.
Before we get to in-depth, just overall feeling.
Yeah.
Let me preface real quick because I'm probably going to be the least informed of y'all. Like, I didn't get to pay full attention throughout the weekend to it, and I was trying my best to catch back up. But I was staying updated on results, but I did not get to witness everything that happened.
Okay.
But yes, please continue.
But from what you saw, Jaeger, what was your thoughts and feelings?
I mean, for the most part, I see the results. Night 2 had a predictable, but also just what the fuck moment. I think we all know what that is. Yeah. Night 1, I feel like was the better night of the 2 nights. Potentially, Night 1's main event should have been Night 2's main event, just to recover, to just end out on a better note, seeing how these 2 nights ended.
Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Ruca looks amazing, y'all. He looks amazing.
That man went back to the gym. He had been out of action for a while.
He wasn't on TV. What else could he do?
That's true. Like, he looks amazing, y'all.
His attractive wife. Yes.
He got divorced. He got divorced and got apparently remarried. So I mean,
right? He just beat the shit out of Alpha Academy, but he looks amazing, y'all. But I'm sorry.
Lana number 1.
I'll say this, and I'll be quick with it. So I'll let Jugs run his stuff down.
Wait, did Lana show up?
Nah, just Ruca so far.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say that they set out with what they intended to do. Mm-hmm. I just wish it was better.
Thank you. You know what? That's the best way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm tired of people I hear people on the internet, mainly in the more in the YWC, more on Twitter and stuff. People shouldn't go oh, this is the worst WrestleMania, blah blah blah. Like, listen,
it was not the worst.
This was definitely not the worst. I'll tell you.
Oh, it definitely wasn't the worst.
The worst WrestleMania, in my opinion, is WrestleMania 11. That's always gonna be the worst to me. But hey,
See, but a lot of people nowadays don't go back that far to look. But yes, you're right. That's
one of the worst ones. But Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I enjoyed night 2 more than I enjoyed night 1. Like the main event in night 1 cooked. Like that was amazing. But
Yes,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
and there were some booking decisions like why did they go that way? But looking at the big scope of things, like okay, yeah, I kind of see where they're kind of going.
We're going to talk about a certain booking decision later that had me pretty PO'd.
But yeah, overall, it was an enjoyable WrestleMania. I enjoyed it. Yeah, to be honest, I think it hasn't been the best 2-night WrestleMania. Like I think the best one was definitely last year. I love it.
Last year 40. Had the fairy tale ending and everything else that we wanted that from the year before that. But yeah,
thank you for just saying that phrase, because as
fairy tale ending,
as you can see on the screen, I have to do it very quickly before it messes up. But
okay,
look at the fairy tale ending that has happened here. The newly cemented, newly crowned.
I can't see anything.
We can't see it.
We can't see.
We can't see. Oh, there we go.
This
technical prediction champion.
This is in my possession.
I feel like it should have been in mine, but
well, you went for Ruca.
I mean, hey, the results of the last night or last couple of nights have shown otherwise, apparently.
So
that's the new championship you're holding over there. That was
the one that we were going for while you and this guy were having it out.
Did you say you're making a new world championship?
So
no, he said if you won, you would have got your Forbidden Door championship.
Now I will have y'all look at that beautiful image that I have retaken.
Look, Scoot, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come to me at some point, man.
Basically, that's a consolation prize. I don't want that consolation prize.
Excuse me.
Okay, you know what?
The TV championship is arguably more important than the fucking main eventer shit up here.
Yeah. He opened the door. I went scorched earth in the chat, but now since he opened the door, I wasn't gonna say something. How
you go right ahead.
Say anything about a consolation prize when you lost by 7 fucking points?
Listen.
No, listen. You took my opportunity. You stole my opportunity.
I didn't steal your opportunity. I tell you what. No, go talk to WWE about that. Go talk to the booking team.
How dare you say a consolation prize when you have failed to cash in with the tag?
Yo, that was a very bad cash in. Let's be real.
Listen, I wasn't thinking like.
So how dare you say something about a consolation prize when you got stomped? You got stomped.
Hey,
yo, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
So bad, we stopped calculating the scores.
What was Lip's total?
And all, I don't know. Lip had probably about damn near 30 because I stopped counting.
Oh, got that. But then, what were you in mind? Because I know that we were fighting for it.
I think I surpassed by 1 point because of the Randy and
because I fucking got the Rusev prediction wrong.
Yeah, I should have picked Rusev and like
I should have like, you know what? For the meme, I was thinking who it was. For the meme of it all, and then I was just like, no. We just found out about him. There would be no better way to re-debut him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, night 1 fucked me up because listen, I switched a lot.
Night 2 fucked you up.
Why did night 2? No, I got
wait. Let me get back to my point.
Yeah, you get back to your point.
Yeah, wait. Did either you or me surpass Jugs at that point in points?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Surpassed Jugs.
Oh.
I thought that I did terrible on night 1.
Except for Leo, since Leo didn't get the chance to submit his night. Actually, Leo probably would have been champion if he would have submitted his night 1 scores. To be honest with you,
no shit.
Leo did pretty solid.
Leo was damn near perfect almost night 2. But besides the point, the first man to ever hold the tag.
That's fine, man, because my name's in the books either way. It's gonna be there.
That's fine. But can none of y'all take away from me for being the first ever? Okay.
You look. Hold up. First off, you won't because you figured out what I was trying to do.
You were trying to be a first at something.
Mm-hmm.
No, Dizzle was trying to have it all.
I got more matches wrong the first
Yes,
time.
because whenever we get around to the average classic.
Oh, that's coming to me too.
Oh, come on, man. You can bring it here, sir.
The problem is that Scoot figured out what I was trying to do, which is why he so conveniently said, "Hey, let's not do the predictions for Dynasty." Because I was gonna half-ass Dynasty. If I won, cool. If I didn't, then I would have just lost the belt, and then I would have went for the technical predictions, and then I would have taken those points, cashed in, and then gotten this belt back, and then I would have had both. But he baited me and was like, "Hey, no, we can just wait and just chill out for WrestleMania." And I took the bait, not thinking, because I saw 200.
Meanwhile, here I was in the chat going like, "Hey, where's the Dynasty predictions? Like, what happened here?"
Gave everybody that night off. I mean,
yeah, smart guy. I mean, look. I
honestly, well played, smartly played.
So funny enough, I really didn't think that was the plan. I was just like on some real shit. I really was like, "Hey, let's just really take the night off." I never thought about you cashing in.
Dude, this was the moment where you just go like, "Yeah, of course that was my plan."
No. Because in my head, I didn't think about him trying to take both belts. I thought more of him just taking the championship he currently holds and just steamrolling with the record. See, my hope was for Jugs to be goddamn Cody Rhodes, but no, you let Dizzle be John Cena, literally.
More like Reigns.
I thought I knew the way that they were going with a lot of stuff, but
honestly,
it's hard out here. It's hard keeping that title.
You can be the first single belt holder. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first Jaeger 2 belts.
Oh, Jaeger said he coming for both of them. Okay. You hear that?
I mean, if I'm gonna get my name etched in the history books here, I gotta do it the right way. You know? I can't be a first of this guy in this department.
I mean, I
can't be a first in this department over here. Well, excuse me. That way.
I'm currently creating history as we speak. As the days roll by, history is continuously being made.
It will.
We have to wait till Memorial Day week. No, actually, no. We have to wait till Backlash. We got to wait till Backlash.
Where Jaeger and Jugs, y'all have a chance to dethrone Dizzle.
We now?
Y'all too.
Well, who's the next? Well, no. Who's the first challenger here?
No, y'all two. And me.
Oh, for Scoop. Oh, yeah, Leo. Leo answered that call.
Oh yeah, Leo called dibs for you, Scoot. Yeah. But like, how are we sorting out? I mean, if it's between me and Jugs, hold on a second. If it's between me and Jugs, then it's gonna be me.
It's a three-way.
Why is it a triple threat or a three-way?
You know what? You have a point that Jug should be left out.
I had my if we're talking points, I got my foot on your neck there, buddy.
Hold on, wait. Let me see. You did pick Becky.
You know what? As the commish, I'm officially saying it.
Wait, what is happening?
What's happening here? You gonna leave me out?
It's going to be yeah, Jugs, you sit out. You wait till AEW, okay?
Here, I'll be a triple threat for that. Your title.
No.
I'd rather go for that title. I'll take that title off of you. I'm taking that title off.
You didn't see what I said in the chat. I am taking the Heritage Cup / TBS route. I make my rules.
Oh damn!
And I only want one-on-one.
Wait, hold on. I got to get the rules down for the technical belt here. So,
can we move on?
How are we? What are the rules here for our technical belt? Let's let everybody else here in on this.
It goes beyond picking just the winner. It's picking the winner and loser, but it's also picking how they're going to win and lose. Whether they're going to hit multiple finishers or one finisher. Do we think it's going to be a roll up? Do we think it's going to be some interference? It's diving more in depth into the matches.
Listen, Leo might be coming for that belt.
Specific based on wrestler, all that stuff.
No, it's not. I mean, you can easily choose.
I mean, you would have to use isn't that what he's talking about? How many roll-ups are we attempting? How many of a signature move are we doing?
Not exactly that, but like for instance,
okay, my bad.
Like kind of like how they did with Cody and John Cena. Like, did they predict that Cena was going to hit 4 AAs?
Gotcha. So wait, is he not? Wait, is heel Cena not calling them FUs again?
I don't know yet.
He needs to. But
he should. Absolutely should.
Yeah, I mean,
especially because they're Netflix.
Easily,
anyway,
you can easily cheese the points for the technical prediction championship.
It feels like.
Thing, oh no, 100%. Because that's what it's meant to do. Because it makes it so unpredictable. So everything goes by 5 to 6 point spread. First point, you can either choose, hey, let's say Carlito runs out, and interferes in the match. All right, cool. It happens 1 point. Then this 2 point part is Dominic goes for a frog splash. He does that. 2 points there. For the third, for the 3 point.
One of them does the Viva la Raza.
The 3 point bracket is the only one that actually has some structure because that's you predicting the winner and then what they do as far as their finish. Like, Rhea, does she do the riptide and go for the pin? You'll get the point for the win, and then you can get a point for the finish itself.
Yeah.
So those are the general rules. Are there rules for the specific champion? Like, can the specific champion make a rule in here somewhere?
I am. I only want one-on-one.
I mean, that was his thing that he called for. So I mean,
I am for whoever gets the belt next thing because they own individual rules.
So then we get one rule.
You know what? I'm cool with sitting out for Backlash. I'm still out for Backlash. I don't care.
You need to sit out. Period.
Jugs, there's no question here. You got stopped. He barely beat me.
Like you misfired so badly, sir.
Oh wait, yeah, Leo beat you too, right?
He probably would have had if he would have had guessed.
Oh yeah, if he would have got his submissions in, yeah.
I mean, look,
I'm sorry, Jugs. With all due respect, no, you're not in a triple threat, no sir.
Jugs, in your defense, on both attempts, you were going against arguably the GOAT. So I understand. Like I'm here for it. I understand.
You know what, Lip? How long do we get?
May 10th.
May 10th. Okay, what is that? What's today again? The 21st. All right, cool. Lip, everything is wrestling now until that day.
Ooh.
Wait, for who?
For you.
Me?
For me, everything is wrestling until I'm watching all of it.
Just to go ahead and give y'all a little tidbit of Backlash. They already got the main event that's like it's gonna get sorted.
It's gonna be Cena and Orton.
Yep, Cena and Orton because Orton RKO's Cena.
Dude, that's gonna be
Orton. Cena was out there talking this shit, and Orton came out of nowhere with the RKO.
That show's gonna be so predictable.
I mean, it's appropriate because look, if the whole locker room of WWE was too scared to answer a Randy Orton open challenge, and the one person that should have done it should have either been Jay or fucking John Cena. So,
but speaking of, we had enough rambling and arguing.
Yes,
there will be some official things said in the group chat, but let's get into it. WrestleMania Saturday night. We kick off with the World Heavyweight Championship match. We got Gunther defending against.
Oh yeah, small spoiler.
All right, gentlemen. what's the best way to approach this?
Look, I'll go ahead and just jump on it.
Go ahead.
I said Gunther because honestly, the heat was dying down a little bit. Like, I didn't know if they were going to just call the audible. So, like, it looked like Jay was cooling off on it instead of, like, holding the storyline up. And, hey, I was happily, like, can I go ahead and say the result?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure.
I was happily proven wrong that I had the delusion of any kind of steam being taken out of this feud. They not only revived it, but told the whole damn story. And Jay didn't. He threw like 2 super kicks throughout the whole damn match. I was expecting
like
4. Okay.
So,
I mean, I was expecting damn near like a dozen. Or some kind of overused move to a degree, like to show that Gunther was that resilient or that strong or whatever the hell else. But yeah, I was just happy that I was proven wrong, and they actually had Jay going chop for chop with Gunther at one point. I thought I was seeing almost Ilya Dragunov up there.
You know what I think happened with WrestleMania as a whole? It's kind of like what Jugs and I had discussed with Dynasty, and it's kind of like what we discussed before. This pay-per-view as a whole was a victim of too many matches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's WrestleMania for you. Also, listen.
That's why I was always like on a fence about doing WrestleMania in 2 nights.
No, if it was one night, it would be like
one compete with 2, but whatever.
If it was one night, oh my god, we'd be sitting up here for like a.
It would have been since like an 8-hour show till 10 p.m. or some shit.
Like, because I remember the last one night Mania we had was Mania 35, which I did a retro review of that. Little short plug. You should go check that out. That was like a 7.5 hour show with including the pre-show. Like, what the hell? Like, nah. No, yeah. Like that show got over like at midnight. Like, no.
That's almost a typical AEW.
No, show. When they got around to doing two nights, it made sense because the WrestleMania literally before was like a 8-hour WrestleMania at that point.
Mm-hmm. And then they also due to the pandemic and all that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of agree with what Jaeger was saying. I had no issues per se with the match. Like, I kind of figured going in, they was going to make Jade champ. Now, it kind of would have been interesting if they would have quote unquote sucked the air out the room to make Gunther retain. But I kind of figured Jay, it would have been that feel good moment to kind of get the crowd going crazy in the beginning of the night. But Dizzle, you got any heat or smoke for this match, or is it still?
No, I would say neither, but I do have something for it. This match made sense. The outcome made way more sense than a lot of people give it credit for. One thing I will say about the match itself, because a lot of people are not believers as far as Jay going up against Gunther. When you look at the match, you can see that a lot of Jay's offense came from Gunther's own offense.
Yeah.
So that's why that makes it believable, because Jay didn't necessarily have the offense that would have countered Gunther. So what he ended up doing was taking Gunther's own stuff and using it against him, which is why he technically won with the choke. Now, I do disagree with the choke because I felt like it should have been more if you were going to beat Gunther with the choke, because this match technically should have been more, for lack of a better term, more violent due to the nature of what Gunther did to Jimmy.
Yes.
So that's my only criticism when it comes to that. Now, as far as the outcome with Jay being champ, I think it makes the most sense because, one, we need Gunther to not necessarily be out of the championship picture, but for a minor reset because of what's going to end up happening with both championships. For one, John Cena is going to hold this championship until Cody takes it off of him, for one. And then two, we don't need a super long reign with Gunther because that's what would have happened. With Jay being champ, it makes it easier for a lot of people to end up being champ now that Gunther is not champion, because
or even more believable matches.
Yeah, correct. And kind of the same thing with what we talked about with the Oba Femi stuff. With Gunther being champ, you only have a select handful of people that is going to be believable to end up taking that
beat
title
Gunther, especially at that point.
I know a lot of ways you can go.
It.
I know a lot of ways you could book. With Jey Uso here, like a person who I love to see take the title off of Jey will be Seth Rollins. I love to see him take the title off of Jey.
Seth Rollins would have been believable to take it off of Gunther too, but I'm more so talking for the people that necessarily are able to be brought up now. Now you have a Chad Gable, which I'm a proponent for. I don't think it's going to happen, but now you have a situation where you can book a Chad Gable the same way. For those of you who don't remember,
whoa. We do not know El Grande Americano is Chad Gable.
For those of who probably don't remember, the lead up to WrestleMania 20 with Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero, and I specifically recall or want to recall the match that Paul Heyman had with Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown, where he handcuffed himself, and then you see that moment where Eddie Guerrero was chasing Paul Heyman, and then Kurt Angle comes out, and it's like the oh shit moment, and I see that being like, hey, this might be a good way to put Gable in a more serious note, to have Gable take out Jim or take out Jay in a way. But that's my fantasy booking to get justice for Gable. But anybody could be
honestly. What better justice for Gable would there be though without Gunther, like without beating Gunther? Like
because that train left the station when they gave it to Sami Zayn.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Hold on.
That's a good point.
Right now, Io Sky is in the match right now. And just to give y'all an example of who she's fighting, the move that just happened, Booker T goes crazy every time this move happens.
Oh, Stephanie's on. Okay.
She just showed up. I don't know if she's on the road, because remember, she is still champ. But Stephanie right now is taking on Io Sky. And she just hit the devil's kiss.
Wait. For the belt?
No. They just fighting.
Okay.
But she just hit the devil's kiss.
But yeah, I mean that's my 2 cents on that match.
Jugs is over there losing it.
Wait a goddamn minute. Hold on a second. Wait. What kind of bullshit is that for Io Sky to be getting run up on by Vaquer?
She's the champ. Why not?
I mean, it is a champ versus champ thing, but I mean, they notoriously keep on downplaying NXT.
That is also true too. But we'll refocus on that later. But you're right. Dizzle, everything you said makes sense, because now, like what you just said, it makes more believable to see a Chad Gable versus Jey Uso, or maybe a Karrion Kross versus
That's
Jey
fair.
Uso. Unfortunately, nope, different show. Good, I don't have to worry about that name. I was just about to say. I was about to say Logan Paul. I forgot Logan Paul's on SmackDown. But it makes more believable. Actually, no, Logan Paul is on Raw. Logan Paul is on Raw.
Fucking guy.
Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, or maybe AJ versus Jey Uso. So
let's go with AJ before he goes to Jacksonville for some reason.
100% see Logan Paul versus Jey Uso.
I do not want to see AJ Styles go to AEW.
Me neither.
Dear God. But I won't be surprised if he does. For like a 1 year run. Because I guarantee have a match with Ospreay. Tony Khan will.
I don't want to.
He's gonna
like before he retired.
5 seconds with that match. He's gonna have a match with Kenny Omega. Wait, has he already had a match with Kenny Omega?
He's had a couple, because he was the guy that ousted. He ousted AJ for the leadership.
He'll have a match with Ospreay. Who else is over there? Ricochet. I don't know if we got Ricochet and AJ before. But he'll have a match with all those guys.
When, AJ hit one of the most badass Styles Clash when he bounced Ricochet off the ropes and hit him with Styles Clash.
Oh yeah,
we did get that.
Yeah.
But Jey Uso, Mr. Yeet, is now your new world heavyweight champion, and boy, I wholeheartedly agree with Dizzle. If Jey Uso ain't even on the card, let him be at the post show.
every time.
Just be on the post show, because that man just not in his correct mind state.
He might actually be drunk or something.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I think he's
this match right here, I'm happy.
To be honest though, his best press conference was that one with Cody.
Oh my god.
Oh
yes.
yeah, that one with Cody. Yeah, yeah. This match here, this was good stuff. And people are upset about Gunther tapping out. You tapping out to his own submission. But
pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean we see him pass out a lot. So it would have been really predictable for the pass out. So I kind of like how they switched it up. And I think Gunther's still gonna be fine here. He's gonna be fine. Like if Jey Uso would have lost here, I would go like, yeah, I don't know what direction they're gonna be going with Jey Uso if he would have lost. And to be honest, Jey doesn't even have I don't think he's gonna have a long title reign. To be honest, I could see him losing.
So.
I could see him losing at Backlash. To be honest.
Honestly, if Karrion Kross picks up any heat for this little post-show speech he did, then maybe he could take it.
But yeah, Jey Uso, yeah, I'm happy with the result. Everybody's eating out there. It was good. It was good stuff. I enjoyed it.
Wait, hold on. I am so confused here.
Is Karrion Kross on Raw all of a sudden?
Okay, sorry. Okay, remember I just said EO went against Stephanie Vaquer.
Uh-huh.
Roxanne Perez just interrupted the match.
What the fuck?
Who is actively in a tag team with Cora Jade?
No, she walked out. She walked out on Cora Jade.
Oh, right. She did run out on Cora.
Wait. Roxanne Perez just came out and attacked EO. Giulia just came out and attacked Stephanie.
What the fuck is going on?
And it kind of makes it seem like Roxanne and Giulia are a tag team, kind of. And as they was beating up both women...
They dropped Cora?
As they was beating up both women, Rhea just came out there. She beat up Roxy. Now she's staring down Giulia.
What the hell?
What is happening?
So it seems like Giulia and Roxy may be Raw superstars now.
Giulia and Roxy went to Raw. Cora Jade does not. That's unfortunate.
Cora might be on SmackDown. She might be on SmackDown.
That's fair, but
it seems like Giulia and Roxy are in cahoots.
I mean,
you said Rhea attacked.
Rhea beat up Roxy, but then she had to stare down with Giulia. But yeah.
So she backed up EO in that sense.
Yes.
Interesting.
But sorry about that. It was just interesting to see that Roxy and Giulia seem like they in cahoots.
Man.
But sorry. Next
Remember, Lip, between now and Backlash, wrestling.
Ooh. All right.
Wrestling. I guess you got some catching up to do because I've been on wrestling.
It's all right, man.
Those lucha things, if you know.
All right. So our next match of the night was for the World Tag Team Championship, where you had the War Raiders defending against the New Day, and must I dare say, people, thank God for the New Day.
This match should not have been on WrestleMania.
Yes, thank God for the New Day, but this match as a whole
should not have been on WrestleMania.
No, no, this could have been on Raw. This could have just been on Raw. This did not belong anywhere near Mania. Like this,
especially
all this was a goddamn promo match.
Did y'all watch SmackDown?
Yeah, so there's gonna be a ladder match.
There's gonna be a TLC match on SmackDown between the Profits, DIY, and Motor City.
Why
Machine.
did that not make it on the show? Why? Please tell me why. Why didn't?
Why wasn't that on WrestleMania?
That's what I'm asking. Like,
I don't know.
WWE, what the fuck are you?
Why did I get a Clash of Clans match?
Do you got that Travis Scott Za? Is that what you guys been doing backstage?
Now I will say this.
Now I got some words about Travis Scott, but we'll get there later.
Don't be doing the slander on my guy, okay? That's my guy.
Your guy? He's from my hometown.
That's my guy. You saw me wearing that shirt last night.
Excuse me. He's from our hometown.
Yeah, I'm a big Travis Scott. Also, I bought me a shirt. Wrestling is real.
But So as a collective, thank God for the New Day that they won, but this match is
Yes.
Raw. All right. Well, moving on to arguably moving once again. Thank God for the New Day. You know, I forever have love for Woods and Kofi. Hashtag New Day did nothing wrong, but this match could have been on Raw. Now,
originally
arguably,
I was going with the War. I was going with the War Raiders to win here.
see, this is the reason why you didn't win the championship.
You went with the War Raiders on
Yeah,
this?
before. What?
He didn't. He changed it, but I'm just saying. This is the reason why. But once again, we are moving on to arguably the second best match of the night, and I don't care what anybody has to say. We got Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. Once again, the second best match of the night. My goodness, were these ladies looking good?
Yo, tell me about that new intro, though.
Hey, Naomi, though. Hey, I hate it.
Yo.
My bad. Sorry.
I'm here for it.
No. Taking Diddle's word. I hated Slayomi lost this match.
I did not feel good about picking Jade over this. I mean, I know that she won. Like, yes, give me my points. But damn, did I want Naomi to win this?
Yeah,
I feel that's all of our reactions. But yeah,
I mean, to be honest, like this was kind of a double-edged sword here. Like I could have seen Naomi winning here, and then like why could I saw Naomi? See, to be honest, they should have had Naomi win because to advance this more. They should have had her win to advance this storyline more. Because the heel likes to go after that the baby face a lot. Because what's the point of continuing this more if Naomi lost? Like she lost here. Like, what's the point of continuing this feud? And also this match did not get enough time. Also, there were a lot of matches. Like I go look on Wikipedia and you see 9, 10-minute matches. And you see how long these ads are. Like I could go take my dog on the walk. I could go take a shit. I could go do so much stuff during these commercials. Like I wish some of these matches.
What makes you think Naomi won't get back at Backlash?
Maybe
Shit, maybe SmackDown.
Maybe SmackDown. But yeah, I mean. It was cool, Jade Cargill. They want to keep her undefeated at WrestleMania stuff. To keep her looking strong.
Is that what?
I think it was just the fact that you had to make her look good. I mean, she got a tag. She had to relinquish.
It's Jade Cargill. Like she's not gonna. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Naomi is solidified. She's
absolutely. Like I don't think Slayomi lost anything really off of losing this match.
No, she I mean in not entirely, but she does lose a bit, primarily because Jade was able to give Naomi her receipt at Elimination Chamber in a big way. Like she was able to pull Naomi out of the match. So there's that point, and then she was able to get the beat down over Naomi. Naomi did get her back on SmackDown a few times, but the problem with Jade is that Jade is not completely polished yet. And so for me, it's not as believable as somebody with the experience that Naomi has, that would be, especially a heel Naomi, would be cunning enough with the experience to outsmart Jade and then get the win in some type of nefarious way to continue. And again, I say it more so because of the character work. Like, yeah, of course, Jade should be able to beat Naomi, no problem. But you can't tell somebody to proceed with caution and then they don't proceed with caution and then, you eat your words.
Yeah.
Just
messed up. Naomi's gonna get a character push as she's gonna be a present force that's gonna get away with the shit, but maybe on the bigger stages probably won't win them. Like maybe get a storyline push that's going to go to SummerSlam, but where she picks up the wins, but probably takes the loss at SummerSlam.
Oh well, yes. SmackDown's definitely going to need a prominent female heel on it.
Definitely.
For sure. So that I believe that's what they're going to have with her now. Because I mean, yeah, you have Chelsea Green, but Chelsea Green is more of the comedic chicken shit heel. I think Naomi would serve.
Hey, listen here. I
As an
pledge allegiance to
diabolical
Chelsea Green of the United States of America.
Oh my god!
Yes, Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis is amazing. Don't you put no slander on Piper Niven. That is my girl right there. That is my girl, Piper Niven.
But yeah, as we said,
Piper Niven.
Jade gets the dub, and like I said, arguably the second best match of the night. Next up, we have for the United States Championship, you got LA Knight.
Yeah.
As soon as it pops up, defending against the Samoan werewolf, Jacob.
I love you Solo.
Hey, who picked LA Knight?
I did.
See, that's why you see. That's the reason why.
Why you lost? This is exactly why you lost.
See, okay, the reason why.
Really thought
let me tell you. Well, let me tell you why I think LA. Why I thought. Let me tell you why. Okay, so I thought Solo was gonna try to get what she did. Try to get involved a little bit. I thought Solo was gonna get involved, and he was gonna cost Jacob Fatu the match. Okay, you hear where I'm going with? So he, actually, he would tell Jacob. He goes, like,
you hear where I'm going with it?
Jacob Fatu would tell Solo to go back. And then that's when LA Knight, he hit like a BFT or something. Jacob Fatu would be distracted, and that's when LA Knight will win. And that would set up Jacob Fatu and Solo to have a feud. Because listen, Jacob Fatu, he does not need the U.S. title. He doesn't need the U.S. title around his waist.
Bullshit.
I'm about to say that man needs a belt of some sort.
Hey,
because he's a big enough presence without the title.
I will say this personally.
Uh-huh.
The way LA Knight caught Jacob with that BFT. If the match would have ended that way, I wouldn't have been mad.
No,
I wouldn't have been mad because that timing on that was beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I was going with LA Knight.
Come on, man.
But hey, I'm not mad about Jacob Fatu winning though. I'm not mad. I'm happy with it.
But in a very dominant match, Jacob gets the dub. Dizzle, you got anything you want to add on this? Otherwise,
this match could have used 5 more minutes. Personally.
Yes.
I agree.
That's where I'm at with it as well. Like 10-minute match, like it did tell its story. It did very well at it, but yeah, I could have definitely saw more of this match.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's it for me. That's the only criticism.
That's it. All right. For the next match of the evening, we had Rey Mysterio, or so we thought, versus El Grande Americano. Now, before we get into this, on the pre-show, they had all the luchadors lined up, and then we was like, wait, is that Vikingo? Why is Vikingo standing there? Like, what's going on? And WWE had announced that they have acquired Mexican luchador promotion, AAA.
So does that mean did they buy him out or something, or what?
They got it.
They acquired him.
Now, rumor is they're going to rebrand it to NXT Mexico.
Oh, bro.
What?
We don't know. That's rumors.
Please don't.
Please, dear God.
I agree. But also, well, okay, before we get into it, gentlemen, how are we feeling about WWE acquiring AAA?
I mean, if they're going to go with that, then it's going to be like whitewashing freaking Mexican wrestling.
Before the NXT Mexico rumors, but just the idea of WWE purchasing AAA.
I was a little surprised. I'm not going to lie, because they were working with AEW just fine.
My thing. They was working with AEW.
So yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I hope this turns out to be a good idea.
What's up, buddy?
I'm gonna put a pin in my opinion until later, because it's gonna be all encompassing with everything that goes with the main event of night 2.
Okay.
Night 2? That's a long time from now.
Yeah.
It ain't that long, but go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, with them bringing in AAA, I mean, It's cool and all, but like, I don't know, too much damn wrestling. To be honest with you, way too much.
Now, upon that, they did announce this. We're going to throw it up there. They did say officially. Hold on, let me.
Worlds collide.
It's going to be AAA, WWE, and NXT. Now, I will say this.
Put me on the big screen for a minute.
No, wait. I will say this. Dizzle, if you are still champion this day, you get that night off. If you are still the Tag Predictions champion.
Wait, does he get Money in the Bank off? Because that's on the same day.
That's why he gets it off, because Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank will all be the same day.
Oh, because y'all have to compete for. Yeah, that makes sense.
So with that being said, you got like a good month to use that briefcase, sir.
I mean, I could use a nice little vacation.
You know what I'm saying? You got like a month and a couple of weeks to use that briefcase, sir. It's gonna time out on you. It's gonna time out.
I mean, yeah. Oh, look, hey.
Put me on the big
cash in.
Okay, hold on.
Look, as soon as I beat him, he's gonna cash it in. So it's not gonna be a thing.
The whole thing with AAA, if they bring that motherfucker El Patron, I don't, or Alberto Del Rio back into WWE, I'm gonna crash out. I do not want to see him
in a WWE.
I do not want to see him in a WWE ring again. No. I do not like him one bit. No. Please, dear God, not to bring him.
What? He's Zaria's ex-husband.
And apparently Paige is rumored to come. Apparently Paige is rumored to be coming back to WWE as well. And also Mariah May, she's also rumored to be coming as well.
You know what? I'm gonna laugh my ass off if that's all AEW ends up being, is like a launch platform for people that want to go to WWE.
For real. But that's
it's the NXT before NXT.
That's crazy. But all right, so after that, Rey Mysterio did announce that he got injured. Word from the curb is it's a groin injury, so he was replaced with Rey Fenix.
Ray, what you've been doing, my guy?
I know. I don't have the updated graphic, but I should have stuck with my original pick with El Grande Americano.
Me too. I should have
stuck with my original pick.
I definitely tried to go for Rey Fenix, because why the fuck wouldn't you let the guy who just debuted on a brand you just acquired take a W?
They'll probably have Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano. Which also isn't that a Starbucks drink?
Yes, it is.
Swear to God, El Grande Americano is a goddamn. Excuse my language.
Yeah, goddamn Starbucks drink. What the hell? He's named after a Starbucks drink. But okay, that's cool. But no, they'll probably have a match at Backlash. You know, I mean, it made sense for El Grande to win here. You know, after looking back, it made sense. Because, you know, with him cheating using that, what was that thing he put in his
just like a little metal plate.
Like a metal plate, you know, for his little for his headbutt he does. I mean, that was cool. You know, he's trying to take out all these lucha libres. You don't want to see. You don't want to see what this whole AAA.
Did he unmask anybody? Because the second he does that,
nah, I don't think they're gonna go that far.
He unmasked Dragon Lee.
You know what
I want to see? Match Dragon Lee, you're right.
You know. AAA partnership. I want to see a 30-man Lucha Rumble, and I want to see like every masked wrestler. You know, put Rey Mysterio.
You would see it at Worlds Collide.
You would just see it at Royal Rumble.
Put El Grande in there. Put
at that point, you could just get a tag team Royal Rumble and have 60 men in there. Why not?
You know what? And then also bring in Gravity. Bring in wait, who's that? Who's in
No.
Bring in those AEW guys. Bring in.
No, look, you know what? That's what we're gonna have from now on. With all these brands that WWE's acquiring, we're gonna have a freaking 90-man Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we're bringing all the AEW mass wrestlers as well.
Oh my God, TNA Legend Abyss is gonna be number 30.
Okay. Let us move on from this because we are going. Okay, Dizzle. This next match is all you. This next match was for the WWE Women's Championship. We have the champ Tiffany Stratton versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair, aka Raw winner, and
Well,
Dizzle.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I completely forgot all about this match.
Damn. Okay.
All right,
As you should.
So
Yeah, this match was not good.
for anybody that has Charlotte
This
in
match
their
makes
top
me
5,
looking at this graphic.
anybody that has Charlotte in their top 5, their top 10, their top 3, their top 2, their top 1.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Stop, because this is part of the problem. Because when you have somebody who has an ego, and I'm not even talking about, I'm not differentiating Ashley Flair. I'm not differentiating Charlotte. This is all encompassing in terms of the same exact person, because this is the exact problem that you get when you put somebody on a pedestal and you allow them to call the shots that they want to call. Because when you do not listen to the fans, when you do not listen to the discourse online, to the fans in attendance, this is what you get. You get situations like this that could potentially hurt the momentum or, in fact, the well-being of one of your potential up-and-comers. Charlotte is a problem. And she has been a problem. But the problem that I have is that a lot of people will sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. And yeah, I'll tout and I'll play, with the whole thing of me not liking Charlotte as a backstage performer, as an in-ring performer when it comes to her calling her shots. This has been a growing issue. So I still have the respect that I have for her when it comes to her in-ring ability. But when you allow things or when you allow problematic people and you give them an inch and they decide to take a mile, 2 miles, and so on and so forth, you get issues like this, because there's no reason why you can have her in a match with Sasha, in a match with Bayley, in a match with Becky, in a match with Rhea, in a match with Bianca, in a match with Io, in a match with all these different people. And she can pull out stellar performances, but she can't do the job for Tiffany because of online comparisons, because she could be better than Charlotte at some point. It does not disparage your spot that you have. You are already in the record books. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer at this point, even outside of the nepotism aspect of it.
Facts.
It is your duty as somebody who has been a staple in the women's division. It is your duty to help those that are up and coming to be in a better position than you. It is your duty to allow the women's division to be better than how you left it. When you become somebody who becomes a gatekeeper, all you do is lessen the opportunity and the promise and the prospect of what it means to be somebody in that division to help build up people that comes up from the future. It makes people not want to be in this business if that's the case. And the reason I say that is because if you can have somebody like Becky go into a feud with Tiffany Stratton and not have this same outcome, then you are the problem. It's not Tiffany. Tiffany has been in the ring with all these other women who have been before her. Nia Jax as well, and we have given shit to Nia Jax plenty of times, but she has done a service to Tiffany Stratton over this time by taking her under her wing. You're telling me that somebody like Charlotte couldn't do something that Nia Jax could do? Get out of here. So for anybody that wants to defend Charlotte and all this, respectfully, fuck you. That's my 2 cents on it.
All right. Well, I mean, look, I'm going to let that be where it's at, and we'll go on. For the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, we had us a good old-fashioned triple threat match. It wasn't for a title. It was for respect, and it was for just overall hatred.
It was for Paul Heyman. It was a Paul Heyman in a short.
It was honestly a match for Paul Heyman, apparently.
Seth Rollins taking on Roman Reigns.
It was a
taking
Paul
on
Heyman on the
CM
pole
Punk
match.
with Paul Heyman in the corner of CM Punk.
Paul
And my
Heyman
goodness.
in a jail cell above the ring.
It was for the custody of Paul Heyman.
Apparently.
My
Now,
God, this match was
who wants to take the reins of pun intended? Who wants to take the reins of this match?
I'll be quick. I'll just say this. Paul Heyman did nothing wrong.
Oh, I agree.
I agree.
I
with that.
1000% agree.
The right
I
person
agree.
went over.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
look, this was a fantastic match. I'm glad that I was wrong in my skepticism about what this match was going to do. They did everything they were supposed to do, and this is probably one of the few matches on the card out of the entire weekend that actually executed beyond what I expected. So
There's
kudos.
another one in night 2, but I do agree with you on that. Now, as we're talking, I'm gonna have images of the match here, so y'all just keep on talking. Go ahead and keep getting y'all bars off.
Yeah, this match
Okay.
it had all the emotion wrapped into it. Like I just love everything about this match. And like the history that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have, the stuff that they were doing in the match was amazing. And injecting Punk into there, that was amazing stuff. Him finally getting his WrestleMania main event, even though we didn't win here, it was a great thing. And I gotta say, Pat McAfee, when those new announce tables that they have, when Roman Reigns did that power bomb, who power bomb? Was it Punk? They power bombed.
Yeah, he power bombed Punk first, then Rollins.
Then Rollins, yeah. So when Pat McAfee goes like, "I didn't know that table could break," he goes like, "I just started." That killed me when he said that. Like, what you mean you didn't know that table could break? Also, I like.
Well, no, when they had launched on Netflix, they said this was the reinforced tables, and they made it seem like because we've seen wrestlers been slammed on those tables before, and there was no give, so they made it seem like these tables weren't easily broken.
Yeah, Roman did the powerbomb spot to him, and then he went over to the other announce table, did it onto Seth Rollins. But yeah, coming down to the end there when. Hold
on. Before we get to the end, just keep on. I said I got more images. Got
more images.
Got more images. You know what I'm saying?
But no, the match.
Before we get to the
end, there was just some motion to the match. But yeah, you want to talk a little bit about the match? Jump right in.
Honestly, CM Punk as a character is just.
Say his name and he appears.
CM motherfucking Punk. That's honestly great. Got Living Color to come out and have like an amazing intro, like to where you're actually honestly like, shit, he might actually walk out with this instead of who I'm thinking, which was Seth Rollins. But fantastic match. Honestly, like this told every kind of a story. I even though I knew Seth Rollins was going to take this, the way in which Seth Rollins took this, because Paul Heyman decided not only a double cross but a freaking triple cross. Oh, we're not there. Oh, well, I mean,
no. We're there. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, at first we're getting told. At first we were seeing that Heyman slides the chair over to Punk, who then was it Punk or Roman?
No,
I'm sorry.
Punk first.
Yeah, he did slide to Punk first. I'm sorry. I'm getting him already. Yeah, he did slide to Punk, and then low blows him, and you're like, "Oh, that's hilarious!" Because for Punk as Punk, like, get low blowed, but then for him to do it to freaking Roman, who was about to get his get back. Beautiful. Like, honestly beautiful. I loved it. I never saw it coming. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Listen here, Seth Rollins is the kryptonite of Roman Reigns.
Honestly, I love everything about Seth Rollins. Excuse me, Drip Rollins.
I do too. I love his little attire he was wearing, and like.
I hope he returned those Astro Boy boots. But aside from that,
You know what? We need Paul Heyman wearing those. We need Paul Heyman wearing those boots. we need Paul Heyman dripped out like Rollins.
So Jaeger,
sir.
This next segment is about you for a second. You were very critical of one Phil Brooks with his AEW exit and how that all played out. And considering he's been now in the E now for almost 2 years, how you feeling about Phil at this moment in time?
Phil Brooks as a person, I thoroughly enjoy, align with, side with.
Okay.
CM Punk as a wrestler. So, yeah, you're separating the art from the artist. He does exactly his job as a heel wrestler, even though he wasn't even doing the heel thing 100% here with his triple threat. But
yeah,
he does his job and he does it well. He got me to hate him for a good period of time, and I've just come to respect Phil Brooks as the man and come to appreciate the character of CM Punk.
Okay. Now, arguably, that was my favorite match of night one.
Absolutely,
I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the storytelling, all of that. I figured Seth was going to walk out with that dub. I figured Paul Heyman. It to me.
Oh, you
it
figured
felt
Heyman?
like a no dub. Yeah.
Dang.
I figured Heyman too. Yeah.
I didn't think it was
good. The thing was that it was looking that way. It was looking in this weird, unique way that, Heyman was like, nah, all of this. Now, I will say this. That CM Punk vignette with the fire burns, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I really forgot how hard CM Punk's music went before he switched to cult personality.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. But, gentlemen, that was WrestleMania night one. So, overall, how was y'all thoughts of night one?
The main event saved it.
Yeah, the main event saved night one. The undercard was definitely underwhelming.
Even the crowd wasn't even like in it like that.
Yeah.
So I do agree. But all right, let's move on to night two. Give me a second. So how was y'all thoughts and feelings going into night two, considering how night one was a little kind of how was y'all's feelings going into night two?
Night two, it was big expectations based on how we were left off on night one. So they had a big act to follow.
Yep.
I will say that the momentum was on point until it shifted in the wrong direction. Okay. I'll say that.
All right. Well, to go ahead and start it off, I'm going to say this, gentlemen. This is my personal opinion, but overall, my favorite match of WrestleMania 41 kicked it off.
Oh, yeah?
The Women's World Championship, Io Sky defending against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Arguably my favorite match of the evening, of the whole. I could say the whole weekend. If we're not counting NXT, the whole weekend.
This was a triple threat that was not even everybody got actually used for an even duration of time. There wasn't too much of an isolation or somebody hanging out in the back for too long. Like, everybody was active throughout this match, which I loved. But for more in depth, I'll give it to everybody else.
I do agree with CM Punk, because CM Punk said in the interview, if it was up to me, this would have main evented WrestleMania altogether.
I would not have been upset at that at all.
This match had the most amount of chemistry and the most amount of trust.
Facts. Well, I mean, you got to think these
Yeah.
three ladies grew up in NXT together.
No, true. That's what I'm alluding to.
Yeah.
Because of the fact, and it shows throughout the entirety of the match, every spot in this match, you could easily say, and this is a testament to how good they are together with their chemistry and their trust. Everything looked choreographed in the best way possible.
Facts.
And I'll go to, because I mean we talked about the moonsault into the BFT, but if you look at the moonsault into the reversal into the KOD, that spot in itself, the fact that you could trust Rhea to apply the reversal, Io to sell the reversal, and then to get in position for both Io and Bianca at the same time to perform the KOD spot, you couldn't ask for a better just sequence throughout the entirety of the night, or the weekend rather. So yeah, I mean that's my 2 cents on the match itself, because there's nothing else that I can say outside of on point chemistry and trust with those three. So yeah.
Okay. Jugs.
Yeah, I gotta say this was one of the best matches of the whole entire weekend.
I said my favorite.
Like, I'm happy that Io Sky retained, because I was picking Bianca Belair. Hey, and you know
I definitely did.
I'm happy I was wrong here, because listen, Io Sky, she's been getting little sistered a lot these past few weeks, and she got her get back here. You know, she was like, nah, she wasn't gonna be little sistered anymore. And also to pin Bianca Belair, I mean, you know, it kind of seems like, okay, maybe, you know, they'll set up Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, you know, in the future here, and probably they'll give it back to Rhea Ripley eventually, probably, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this was an amazing match. Every girl worked really good together. They got appropriate amount of time. This was a good match.
And I said the same sentiment Dizzle and everybody else has said. But yes, I just want to close it off by saying arguably my favorite match of the whole WrestleMania, both nights. And now we're going to get into this whole Sin City street fight between, well, when it loads up, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I chose Priest. Damian beat up Priest the Friday before, and he took Damian's necklace. So I was like, okay, Damian got to get some get back. But look here, to have these two, because this is what I would call a beefy boy brawl. The way Drew McIntyre hit that damn Claymore into that chair. Jesus. My goodness. I was like, well, Damian's losing for sure. Like, I was like, well, that pick is gone.
Look, where the New Day and War Raiders could have been on Monday, this was fit in exactly where it needed to be, though. This was big, beefy men slapping meat.
Yes.
And it was glorious.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Oh, shit. Gunther's choking out Michael Cole, y'all. And Pat McAfee is trying to...
choking out Michael Cole.
Gunther's pissed. And Pat McAfee hit Gunther to get him to break it up, but Gunther was just choking out Michael Cole. Oh shit! Now Gunther's beating up Pat McAfee. God damn it! I'm sorry, Jacy, you were talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting to see Pat McAfee on Sports Center with a neck brace.
Like, he is getting choked out. Oh, and I
Gunther,
guess
what are you doing?
And then I guess people from Pat McAfee's podcast jumped the barricade to try to stop Gunther, but they getting held back by security.
Oh,
But he has choked out Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is red in the face. He is sleep.
Oh no!
He is sleep. Sorry
I
about
said
that. But
Gunther
yeah,
just choked me out just enough, and then he put him out.
anybody else want to say about this Sin City Street fight before we get on to the next contest?
It was a match.
Man,
There you go.
I would have said it's everything it needed to be, but all right.
Said by the champ, it was a match. Now, arguably, another great sleeper match of the weekend for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defending his belt against Penta. Dirty Dom, Finn Balor.
Yeah, this right here. This was a feel good moment right here. I'm so happy about this. Like originally, I was going earlier in the week. I was like, okay, I have no idea who was going to win this match because all these guys could have had a chance to win. Now I was like,
funny you said that. I did see somebody on the internet said this was one of the few times where there is no wrong winner with this match.
You know, and I
That's
I agree.
yeah.
But you know, like I was going saying, okay, yeah, Braun Breaker could retain, you know, just to be safe, or like Penta could win here. But like, I still have this old thinking, you know, like a Vince McMahon type of thinking, like, hey, you know, a foreign wrestler that's not very good, you know, on the microphone, you know, like, do they really trust him all like that? And to be honest, I think Triple H trusts him, you know. Maybe he might need a mouthpiece, you know. I wish they would get Alex Abrahante. Is that how you say
I
his
do
name?
not fucking want Alex Abrahantes. Keep him where the fuck he's at.
or get some, you know, like a mouthpiece for you know,
Penta is just fine. They need to like you just said, stop thinking the old Vince McMahon way. Penta is fine. He's getting his point across in Spanish.
But to be honest, I don't think I don't think that he's going to win the singles title the first off. I think he'll win the tag team titles. Him and Ray Phoenix, like they'll get the tag team titles before they get singles titles. So and then
I could see that.
And then there was also friction between the Judgment Day between Dominic and Finn. Like, well, do you know Finn Balor's nickname? You guys know his nickname? Pin Balor.
If you say anything disparaging, we fighting. See,
his name is Pin Balor. Okay.
That's
crazy. And do you know who took the pin here? Do you know who took the pin? Pin Balor took the pin in this match. You know, and also
you being rude. You're being rude to the OG king of the Bullet Club, man.
And it also sets up for him to crash out even more because I feel like he's going to be getting taken out of that Judgment Day. But yeah, Dominic winning here, this was right. And also, Dominic, he was being cheered so much in this match. And it was crazy.
And on the post show.
And on the post show. But it was funny when Dominic, he won the match, he ran the stage, go like, no, run back out. I thought that was so funny. Like, I don't think he even believed he won the title.
I was screaming out like, Dom, get your WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. I was so happy about this. Like, this was a feel good moment right here. Dominic Mysterio, your new IC champion.
I did feel good that he finally got a W.
Yeah,
Carlito.
I think Carlito is dead.
Stay away from Braun Breaker.
Taking a spear on the table. Holy shit!
Stay away from Braun Breaker.
Take that guy to the hospital. He's dead right now. I think he needs revived.
Mr. Diesel, I know you saving it. We almost there.
I'm not. No. This is where I need to be for this. Because I'm not even going to talk about the match. The match is what it was. Everybody knows what was going to happen with this. I'm just going to sit here and gloat, and I'm going to say, I told you. Because last year, I made a video specifically about Dominic. Mm-hmm. And this is vindication for everything I said in that damn video. I was never surprised. I knew he was going to be the one to take it because it made the most sense. Because I don't care who you are. Anybody that gets a reaction like Dom got is always bound to have that reaction transfer in the opposite direction at some point.
Yep.
And this was the exact moment. And you couldn't ask for the better time for that pivot to happen. And I hate that Leo is not here to hear this because I'm about to give all credit to Liv Morgan. Because
also, by the way, we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Because the fact that she, in the same boat, because she was being booed too, but she has had that same magnetic effect with the fans where even now she comes out, she's a heel, she'll disparage the fans, all the other stuff, but people still cheer her. And she did, and look, and it's nothing against Rhea because it's a match made in heaven between Dom and Liv, and it works out perfectly. So who had the hindsight or the insight to put them together, masterful. Because if you can have somebody who is over as Rhea is, and she can't make you cheer for Dom,
it's just not meant to be.
Yeah. Now again, nothing against Rhea. It just worked out like that. But the pairing for Liv and Dom is pretty much the same as it would be, or ironically enough, Eddie Guerrero and China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
you would have thought it was going to be Rhea though.
It can never be. It can never be, and that's only because you need somebody that's not going to overshadow Dominic. And Rhea would always have done that. Now, Liv is a good piece for her because, and this is where Rhea worked out perfectly, because when you seen the switch from the transfer from Rhea to Liv, it almost helped Dominic go into his own, because going from him being the quote unquote little puppy dog to being somebody that Liv admires, now you have the fans cheering for her. She admires Dominic. At some point, you're going to start seeing that adulation that goes from her to him from them. And this was that moment.
Yeah.
So I told you. All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
We need to get you thrown in this like flashback scene to you saying.
I know, right? So I don't have a graphic for the next match, considering it was kind of an unofficial situation. But the next match, Randy Orton comes out and was like, "Hey, I want my match. This is my 20th Mania, and I want my match." Hoomst backstage is brave enough to go against Randy Orton, who is crazy enough, who is brave enough to go against me. And funny
who
enough,
believes in themselves enough?
Exactly. Who believes in themselves enough? This man believes in himself.
See, hold on. Well, actually, before, damn it, I was gonna say, there were a lot of names speculating around who people were saying like, I heard so many different names. I heard, to be honest, it should have been Nick Aldis who should have accepted the challenge, because it would have made sense with him getting RKO'd. That would have made sense, and like we haven't seen him in a WWE ring. That would have been awesome. There were also names like Rusev, like which that's what I hoping it was going to be, but no, it wasn't. Who else was there? There were people like Brock Lesnar. I heard.
So
people like Sheamus.
Brock Lesnar ain't coming back no time soon.
I heard people like Sheamus, another one.
So I will say this. The internet unofficially ruined this match. I mean, not unofficially gave it away. And the only reason why, because I don't know if y'all saw it, earlier in the day, they said it was a planned match between The Miz and Joe Hendry, but they didn't do it because they wanted The Miz to win. So with his name already kind of being there in the ether and in the atmosphere, it was like, Now, granted, I still didn't think, that would have still been.
They weren't cool with Miz winning, but they were cool with Randy winning.
Yes, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
But who else are there? I heard people like Aleister Black, but he's coming on. He'll be on SmackDown this Friday.
Yes,
he'll be returning to SmackDown. So yeah, Joe Hendry, like that, he wasn't even floating on my mind. Going like, oh, I didn't think it was gonna be Joe Hendry. Say his name,
Definitely
and
did.
he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yes, I was marking out for this. Like,
Oh no, I was too.
You know,
I was too. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
wish instead of us picking saying does Rusev show up, does Rusev not show up, we should have picked who do you think it's gonna be?
You wouldn't have said Joe Hendry.
No. I would have said like someone like.
I was about to say, it's no way.
I was about to say, you were not going to say Joe Hendry. I wasn't going to say Joe Hendry.
But if I would have said Joe Hendry,
if I would have said Joe Hendry,
that would have been like 10 points for me. That would have been like 10.
If you would have said Joe Hendry, you would have lost by 5. Okay.
I would have got my no.
You would have lost
the title. Just give me the title.
But
you know what? I would have beat Scoot if I had said Joe Hendry.
You know what? If you would have said Joe Hendry, I would have gave you the belt. I would have just been like, you know what? He deserves it. And for him to have guessed Joe Hendry, I would have been like, even though I would have been like, go ahead and give the belt to Dizzle. Jaeger, go ahead and give it to Jaeger because shit. Because what a dark thrown in the dark pick. And for him to be right, I was like, nah, Jaeger got it. I would have just succeeded and gave it to Jaeger. Like, I'm being dead ass. I would have been like, you know what? Jaeger can take it.
I was like, there's no way this isn't Rusev. This has to be Rusev.
No, this match here,
honestly, my thought was going to be Karrion Kross.
Yeah, but I didn't see Karrion Kross because, like, with the stuff that he had later on, you know.
Well, that's because they're in Vegas, and he was already saying about how he wasn't on the card already, and Vegas is his hometown. So I was like, okay, go ahead and give Kross.
That is some wild shit, though. Like, not even
wild.
pre-show.
Very wild.
Yeah, they don't even have pre-show matches anymore, except for NXT.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love me some Carmelo, but they could have went ahead and gave that Andre the Giant to Karrion Kross.
Listen, that Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal, man, that whole thing is pointless. How long is that going to be until it's broken? Because usually that thing gets broken a lot.
But yeah, so in fashion, Joe Hendry was trying to show off and did this little thing. Upon him doing his little turn spin, he spun into an RKO, 1, 2, 3. And in Randy's fashion, he did his little turn spin, pose, boom. Randy gets the dub. Now, moving on to the next match, which I don't care how long or short we want to spend on this, but AJ Styles takes on Logan Paul.
This match, say what you will about Logan Paul as, being a human. A human is kind of a dick, okay? But as a wrestler, you gotta give him his props because he is really good during.
I mean, we've given him his props.
There's never been a doubt about his athleticism.
To be honest, I thought AJ Styles he hasn't won on a WrestleMania since WrestleMania 37. It's been a while since he
was due.
He was due for a win, and I'm surprised that they didn't give AJ Styles a win. Maybe they want to continue this feud longer. I don't know, but and then also we had Karrion Kross, him trying to get AJ Styles to use the brass knuckles, but AJ Styles didn't want to go to that dark place. They want to do that, which I hate the way AJ Styles is threw the brass knuckles down. Like, could you have more enthusiasm with it, have more little effort into it? But listen, I'll tell you what, I do like Logan Paul's finisher, that polarizer. That's a nice finisher right there. I do enjoy that with Logan Paul, but Logan Paul ends up winning here, and yeah, I mean it was a good match. There was no much story to it, kind of like what AEW does sometimes. Where they don't have much stories.
Care if I lose the point or if I don't get the point. I'm not picking Logan Paul.
Well, I mean, the only person who got a point was Dizzle. He the only one that went for Logan.
And that's yeah.
So Dizzle, what was your
reasoning?
Yeah, what was your reasoning?
Yeah,
you got to go for the most humble, man.
Humble.
I hate that theme song. Also,
Logan Paul, like myself, somebody who is good at what he does. He's very humble, like myself.
Absolutely not.
know.
That dude just debuted a freaking HBO documentary.
But in all fairness, I mean, it shouldn't be any surprise. AJ Styles has no problem losing. The opposite of what Charlotte does.
Ooh, bars.
That's a very good point.
AJ Styles has no problem taking the L if it means elevating somebody else. And he's gone on record to say it that in his time when it's closing to an end as far as his time as a professional wrestler, he wants to give back to the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wants to give that rub to whoever he can.
Yep.
This match was made for Logan Paul to basically show what he can do against somebody like AJ Styles. It's the same thing, but the opposite as what it would be for Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix ended up stepping up, for an opportunity, when there was an opportunity to do so. He had no problem losing. The same thing with Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry took the opportunity to go there. So everybody, and sidebar for everybody that's getting mad about, you're making the TNA World Champion look bad. Take the title out of the situation. Look at Joe Hendry as the person who has an opportunity to go to WrestleMania, have a moment at WrestleMania, and fulfill that dream that most people don't get a chance to do.
Yeah.
So now when we go back to the Logan Paul situation, Logan Paul, for the amount of work that he has put in, this is him being rewarded by a lot of guys on the roster who are looking at him and saying, hey, we're starting to view you as a peer because of the work that you're putting. You're not looking at this like, some temporary thing. You're actually coming in. You're actually taking this seriously. And he's being rewarded for it. So that's why I picked him, because all the elements were there. AJ Styles, Logan Paul putting in the work, and everything else that's been going on. Logan Paul has had no problem taking L's from people too. But with Logan Paul, he probably has some of the best booking in WWE at this point in time.
100%.
So, but this is why.
Damn.
So,
even as a part-timer?
Even as a part-timer.
And like Dizzle say, he's humble. He's so humble. All right. Let's get to our penultimate. Yeah. Let's get to our penultimate match of the night. We have for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, you have Liv and Raquel representing Judgment Day, defending against Lyra, and it was supposed to be Bayley, but Bayley was taken out. So Lyra had to get her a new partner, and her new partner happens to be one Becky Lynch.
Everybody and their mom knew that.
No. This was absolute bullshit.
This is why these
no
titles
reason.
should be.
Like Bayley was not even like injured. Bayley wasn't even sick. Didn't even have a sniffle. Like there was no reason to pull Bayley off of this. This is a slap in the face to Bayley and denying her the fucking star power that she has. Not like she didn't just have an entire faction going on, and a successful one at that. But this is just showing that they don't have as much confidence in Bayley as they do for Becky. And it's honestly annoying to see that they still do some of this shit.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. Sorry.
It really is. This is what. Okay, hold on. So they have Becky Lynch come back. Take Bayley's spot. For what? I mean, this is kind of like
unjustly.
And she gets in here like not 10. Like 10 minutes later, she becomes champion. Like what? Like this is kind of the same situation with Charlotte. She's in the same boat as Charlotte right here. Okay.
Ooh, that is a good point. She's starting to get into that territory.
She really is. And listen, Liv Morgan. Oh, Leo was pissed. I gave Leo. I tried calling Leo last night. He was so upset that his girl lost. To be honest, I didn't even watch this match. I was in the bathroom for this. I gotta get the match over, and because I saw the entrance. Man, Liv, she was looking mighty fine, mighty fine.
But
anyway,
to your point, Lord, Lyra and Becky do win. Now
Lyra
we
and
have
Becky
Lyra
win.
2 belts. Now,
Makes no sense.
who went for Raquel and Liv?
Me.
I did.
You did, and who else?
I did.
Why?
Okay.
Because
Would-
I originally, like, I thought.
Wait.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because I was, and I'm pretty sure I think I know where you're going with the scoop because I saw it on here too.
Okay.
Which fuels.
Did they just lose it back?
Wait. You're putting the cart in front of the horse, sir.
which fuels my issue with this. And this is where I give shit to Bailey. I mean, not Bailey. I give shit to Becky for Bailey. So you mean to tell me that you have this whole thing with Bailey and Lyra going through the mud to get their opportunity at WrestleMania? You have Bailey, again, first ballot Hall of Famer. Go in, take somebody under her wing, somebody who could easily have a singles match for a title that was just introduced, one title that you're not doing anything with presently, right?
Uh-huh.
You have that to have them then go to WrestleMania, just like Edgar said, no reports, no sniffs, no nothing, no indication as to what's wrong with Bailey, no injury, no sickness, nothing.
Not even a goddamn sniffle.
To just randomly pull her off of Mania the day of, mind you, the day of, to do what? To bring Becky back? To bring Becky back to do something that I give Charlotte shit for. We already went through this SummerSlam years ago with Bianca.
Oh yeah.
Come out here in 16 seconds with a manhandle slam and beat Bianca for a championship, for an opportunity that she didn't earn. But then you have her come here into a match, win the tag titles with somebody who already has a title that they're not doing anything with. So you reward nothing, essentially, to take it off of two women who were actually doing something with the tag titles, to only go the next night and then lose them back to the same people that you took them off of for no reason whatsoever.
So all you're basically is running circles right now with these belts.
You're just adding up
horrible image. Wait a minute.
Accomplishments.
So you
like
already
Bizzle just said, I know they don't have a best render yet. Yes, Liv and Raquel rematched. Had a rematch with Lyra and Becky, and Liv and Raquel are now tag team champions again.
Terrible.
But here's the kicker.
These belts are shit.
Becky then beat up Lyra Vaquer.
Bailey.
So
where's Bailey?
I don't know. But Becky had betrayed Lyra Vaquer. So whoever voted that, so Leo did say Becky was going to betray Lyra, but it happened tonight instead of last night.
So then here's my thing, is that wouldn't it have made way more sense if you were going to put Becky in this situation to have Becky be the reason that they lose the opportunity at WrestleMania?
Yes,
to then start the feud.
Like, have her, like, as soon as the bell rings, just have her beat the dog shit out of Lyra and just walk away, and then they get the pin and then keep the belts, and that way you don't have whatever the hell just happened on Raw right now.
No, to be honest, they should have kept it the way it was. They should have kept Lyra and Bailey, okay?
Yes!
They should have had Liv and Raquel, okay? And then if you wanted to have Becky Lynch return, have her return on Monday Night Raw. Have it be a surprise.
What you're doing is adding a championship to Becky's like accomplishments in this
And
point.
this shit is so stupid. Like, also,
It
these
is
belts,
like the
these
fucking
women's
women's tag
title
championship
belts
doesn't mean
are.
shit.
This is why they shouldn't exist right now. They should just be thrown in the trash because WWE doesn't care about them. They just
No.
They want to play hot potato with them.
They should exist on NXT,
Yeah, on NXT.
where they were before.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
With
where
no
they
issue.
actually mattered. Yes,
They
I
should just
agree.
stay in NXT. Don't go be going up to the main roster. Stay on NXT. Keep that title there. I don't mind the mid card belts being up there, but they don't do anything with them.
But it is what it is. I mean, what happened has happened.
So now Liv and Raquel are 4-time champs. Raquel is a 5-time champ. Yep.
Oh yeah, because of Dakota.
Nah, she won it with
Aaliyah.
Oh yeah! Wow.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 2-hour and 10 mark, and we've been waiting. He's been stewing over there. He's been like a crock pot, ready to boil over. And you know what I'm saying, he's been humble. He's been reserved this whole time. So I am going to let Mr. Lip Diesley talk to y'all about the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Lip Dizzle, take it away. I'm gonna have some images pop up there, but you take it away, sir.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I got enough words for the images. Contrary to popular or unpopular opinion, I'm not about to shit over the match. I don't have a problem with the match. I think the match went the way it was supposed to go, especially if you look at Cena in the way that he would want to troll people. So his slow pace and his lack of doing anything super innovative, perfect. Keep at it. I'm all here for it. So the match itself, no issue. The moment that the ref bump happened is my issue. Because if it was The Rock that came out, I wouldn't have had a problem. The fact, and this is where the issue when it comes to all these entertainers getting involved in stuff. I have a problem now. I made the joke last night, but I stand by it, and I say that Travis Scott must have some mental or terminal illness because he's getting these opportunities like it's a Make-A-Wish obligation. And I stand by that because this doesn't make any sense why you give somebody with so little involvement or so little impact when it comes to anything regarding this storyline. You give them so many liberties where if there was anybody else, backstage, roster, hell, somebody working the truck crew or the ring crew that was supposed to go out there and they take all that time. Hell, you gave who'd you give Papa Shango crap for being late in the segment at was it WrestleMania 3? Where we're supposed to come in? And he can't live that down because that's something that always gets talked about. But you can have Travis Scott take Undertaker-like strides to the ring during a match in a segment for something that has been built up. Because again, like The Rock said, you know, shut up and let me take you on the ride that The Rock's taking you on. Okay. I should shit on that too, but I'm not. The reason that I'm not is the stuff that I was putting a pin in earlier. And I say, okay, let's play devil's advocate. And let's just say that this whole thing is part of a huge storyline, and they are playing 4D chess with all of us. Again, this is me putting my tinfoil hat on right now. And Scoot, I appreciate you putting those vids in the group chat this morning because it allowed me to add on to the whole thought process I was going on over the last 24 hours. Because I'm like, maybe, just maybe, Something big is about to happen, and this goes with the whole thing, the acquiring of AAA and Evolved and all this other stuff. Let's just say, for the sake of sakes, that The Rock with Cena is constructing the biggest, most powerful NWO alliance authority.
He's trying to bring like the Avengers, make this an Avengers,
like stable,
A
right?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
let's continue that even further. With those two vids where you talked about Karrion Kross, being disgruntled when it comes to all the decisions being made of allowing a lot of people in, and Karrion Kross did allude to Triple H by saying somebody in the suit that's behind the back, that's looking in the truck, that's saying, hey, just do what you got to do, whatever. Let's say the same thing in regards to Tommaso Ciampa, talking about how all the fans are saying XYZ, because we have a lot of new fans that's coming in that do appreciate all these stars being shown. And just for the optics, every pay-per-view, every big event, they always highlight a star in the audience. Now, they've done that before, but not to the extent that they're doing it now. And so you get to Seth Rollins, where he's been saying for so long, when it came to CM Punk or The Rock or Roman Reigns, and how he says, hey, we got to kill this cancer. We got so much going on here where I'm trying to get rid of this. And nobody's listening to him. And he sounds like the dude barking at the wind. And everybody's like, oh, that dude's crazy. But finally, he says, you know what? Paul Heyman's listening to him. Oh, Paul Heyman's in his ear? Oh, wait, The Rock is listening to me. So maybe out of all this time, The Rock was right. And he joins up with him. And then everybody else starts to see, oh, wait, The Rock seemed like a bad guy. Everybody was touting him as a bad guy, but everybody that's linked up with The Rock at this point has gotten an opportunity. Travis Scott has been able to have moment after moment. Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. John Cena ended up getting his 17th win. Oh, Seth Rollins, now he has had the biggest moment in his career at WrestleMania in beating CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Oh, wait.
A new corporation?
Exactly. And so the thing is, maybe, just maybe, again, tinfoil hat, speculation, all this, maybe, again, devil's advocate here, because I'm reaching. If that's the case, I'm here for it.
That's be here for a new corporation.
That's only if that's where this is going.
Yeah, they're trying to make Travis Scott like this Dennis Rodman,
If this is not where this is going, then I don't care what Rock says about, hey, trust this. I don't care about what Triple H says, being like, hey, trust the process and all this other stuff, because at this point, you are going to lose the trust of all of the fans if this is a direction that you're going when it comes to taking somebody like a Cody. And this, again, another thing with Cody, this could be on the direction for Cody being a not necessarily heel, I'm going to say a tweener, somebody who's a loner at this point, which WWE is missing.
Kind of like a Stone Cold.
Like a Stone Cold, a legit tweener who, because the fans booed him, because they lobbied for Cena, and they said that they were getting tired of him being champion. He didn't take The Rock's offer, so there's that. So if this is where this is going, cool, I'm here for it 200%. But that's the only way that I'd be here for it. But yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't gonna shit on the match. I am shitting on the Travis Scott thing because even if
it didn't need to be done.
Even if what I'm thinking is happening, he's had too many liberties. He's had way too many liberties. He's getting too much time, and he's not good at what he's doing.
Also, but that was good that Cody got his get back on him though.
No, Cody needed to slap or punch the absolute dog shit out of him. The crossroads does not matter. The crossroads is still a protected move that you can easily use on him to protect him. He needed to easily potato him. He needed to get the Daniel Pewter treatment.
This is just give him like a big boot, knock him the fuck out.
No, the Daniel Pewter treatment.
Oh damn.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. Hurt him, and not to say like I want him hurt.
We
but
hurt people. We hurt people.
This is
yeah,
wrestling. We tell you it's dangerous.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like this is the reason why night 2 was pretty much lackluster for me, because it's what they left us off on. Because
See, that's
the story
like,
could have been better.
Like night 1, the undercard was kind of underwhelming, but the main event was awesome. But night 2, it was reversed here. The undercard was great, and then the main event kind of felt flat.
Sure did.
Yeah.
But you basically said.
Well, by the time you see Travis Scott, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm a big Travis fan. I'm a big Travis Scott fan. I love his music so much. But like he did not. Because I was feeling for more.
No, you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like what is going on here? Like you didn't have no like. I was hoping we saw The Rock, but no Rock. Like I don't know. I don't know forever.
Like, let me find out that Travis Scott is low key doing some kind of collab song with The Rock or something, or a remix to that one rap song he did.
No, we don't need a Rock and Wyclef part 2.
No, we don't.
We really don't. I agree with you.
We do not need that. Oh yeah. Yeah, Cena gets his 17th here. I'm happy. I'm happy that I predicted that.
Hey, he broke the record finally.
I mean, technically, Ric Flair still has a longer record, for thinking about it, because like he's held way more titles than 17. But in WWE terms, he's broke the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're past the point of the match happening, Cena getting his title. Cool. I just hope they do right by what they should be doing and not just having this go off like a wet fart. Because that's the one thing that would hurt not only the company but just
that would low key be perfect though if Cena just ends up being a lame ass champ.
Now,
you know what? No. Weasley
he was going to ruin.
Which is fine.
I mean, you could do like Chris Jericho whenever he gets a belt and make them do like a 7 trial bullshit.
No. I don't need any AEW booking in WWE at the present moment.
Same.
Yeah,
I just need them to get their shit together for real.
Quite disappointed. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I said, night 1's main event, I was a bigger fan of than night 2's.
Yes.
I could have swapped them. I would have done that, just so I could end my night with, you know what, WrestleMania, solid weekend. But yeah,
overall, it was a solid weekend. Yeah, it was just that I think that they suffer from what we've been saying, was that there were certain things that could have been left off. There were certain things that could have went longer if it would have kept it, but from the way it was, it's fine. I mean, at the same time, WrestleMania is a spectacle, so it makes sense for it to be the way it was. All the matches and everything, because it's a spectacle. But considering the way WWE gives us their pay-per-views with only like 5 matches a show, and then now we get this one match, and then now this year we get in SummerSlam, that's going to be 2 nights. It does come off kind of just like, Lord, it's a lot. Especially when you see certain matches where this could have clearly been on Raw. This could have been on SmackDown and called it a day. Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
So it kind of is a victim of its own doing when we're used to 5-match pay-per-views, and now we're dumping maybe 7, maybe 8. So yeah, it was a victim of its own success.
the good thing about that is that it's an easy problem to fix because when you have good booking, nobody gives a shit how many matches or how long matches go because people are invested. But the moment that you start doing stuff like this is the moment where that actually ends up becoming a problem because then people will start saying, oh, well, there's too many matches here. There's too many matches there. Because, I mean, look at how many times people get mad at Wrestle Kingdom. Not many.
True.
Yeah. Because they invest in the storytelling for one. Everything usually 9 times out of 10 tends to make sense across the board to where Wrestle Kingdom ends up being what WrestleMania should be, and that's the payoff to a lot of things, which is why they can go 2 nights and have so many matches on both those nights and have nobody get that same level of fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel so fatigued at this point. Yeah, that's a great thing. I feel so fatigued.
They just pulled a power play. Well, Dizzle, you may be partly right, but not 100%. So let me go ahead and take this off. Congratulations, Cena, 17. He say he's gonna ruin wrestling. It seems like Randy Orton is gonna be his first opponent come Backlash. Because like I said, Cena came out there talking. Randy Orton eventually came out, hit him with a RKO, and left it at that. So most likely it's going to be at Backlash because, of course, it's in St. Louis. So it makes sense. But the reason why I said Dizzle is kind of partly right. So Roman Reigns and, Lord, wrong paper. Seth Rollins, that sounds so funny saying, Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman came out there. I couldn't hear the dialogue, of course. But in the course of that, CM Punk comes out. CM and Rollins go at it. Rollins eventually stomps out CM Punk. Roman Reigns comes out. Roman Reigns spears Punk. Roman Reigns spears Rollins. Then he hits the Superman punch on Heyman. And then right when Roman was about to do some more damage to Seth, in comes a spear. Braun Breaker is aligned himself with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. And now they are beating the shit out of both Punk and Reigns at the moment. Yeah. So Roman Reigns, sorry. It sounds so funny not saying Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, but Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker are Heyman guys.
He's like the new Don Callis.
That is beautiful.
He's getting so many guys.
Judge, for that comment there.
Yeah, obviously he's more like the new damn, why did I fuck up his name right now?
Who?
Diamond Mine.
That boy Malcolm Bivens. Oh, sorry, wrong name. Stokely Hathaway.
Stokely Hathaway.
Don't think I ever forget Dizzle. This is the number 1 Stokely Hathaway. Matter of fact, hold on.
No.
Hey, let's
for
wrap
this
this
moment. Just for this moment. Matter of fact, hold on. Just for this moment.
Oh Lord.
Let him see the image of Big Stoke with the casino chip. Big Stoke.
Can we go back to this time? Can we go back to when this happened?
Big Stoke.
Please, can we go back to this time period?
Ridiculous.
This is when AEW. Okay, I don't want to rant.
They were onto something here.
But yeah, so Dizzle, with what I just told you about Breaker and Rollins now being aligned with Heyman, does that kind of change some of your thinking a little bit?
I wasn't thinking that Breaker would go that route, but not opposed to it. I mean, there's always got to be. You know what? This could be the beginning of a new faction, depending on who else joins.
Wait, what was the question, Scoop?
I said with Heyman now having Rollins and Breaker as his guys, does that kind of change your overall thinking towards like a Corporation 2.0 or?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because as nice as it is for Rollins to be the architect and be somebody who could persuade Heyman, this again, tinfoil hat. This screams a bigger play, like a bigger head play. Like this one wouldn't seem like something Heyman would do on his own. It wouldn't be something that Rollins would inspire.
Okay.
So I think this is still.
Let's get the ball rolling.
4D chess, yeah. It's a misdirect. It's something to a bigger play. I think they're keeping it separate for that way when the bigger payoff happens. It's like Heyman's doing all this little recruiting for one side, and then the moment that everything culminates, it's like, hey, we told you, we're on the ride here. Almost like corporate ministry shit. So
I think Karrion Kross joins that.
100%.
I could see Seth Rollins, Karrion Kross, Braun Breaker,
DIY.
John Cena.
and DIY. No, not John Cena.
Shout
No,
out to,
well, them like leading the being
Tommaso losing his
in
beat.
charge of like the whole group.
Boy, like a
The
dog.
Rock. Oh shit.
I'm here for that. So I'm sorry, people, that I didn't shit over the main event like that. The main event wasn't the problem. It was the segment. So
But yeah, WrestleMania.
It's fair.
Hey, Dizzle, you know what I'm saying? You walked away retaining. It's the second time you have walked into WrestleMania as champ, walked out as champ. So at this point, I guess we can call you Mr. Tag Mania.
I already did. It's right. It's right there.
I said we, not you. That was
No, I thought
self-proclaimed.
I was that.
That was self-proclaimed until just now. I'm acknowledging
He's officiating.
that twice you walked in champ and walked out champ. Let me give you your goddamn flowers before I take them away. Okay?
Wow.
I acknowledge
I
you.
am trying to
I
give. Look at
Man,
Kevin Durant. You get beat up by the Bulls and then you go join them. Look at. But as I was saying,
I'm joining the champion. I have to. You know what they say? If you can't beat him, you join him.
so you want to be a dick too, then, don't you?
If you can't beat him, you join him.
You want to be a dick
I'm gonna
as well.
ruin. Listen, Kamish, I'm gonna ruin your company. I'm gonna wrestle for you.
Crazy.
Sometimes you just can't fight the Dizzle Independent Championship Kingdom, man.
You know what? We need to make a tag team title. We need to make some tag team title, Bill. Me and him, we're coming for the tag titles.
Yes,
Bro.
the Jigger Dicks.
That's a good name. No.
But yeah,
we
so
are I don't know.
and you know, our
It's okay.
newly
Jaeger Dicks doesn't sound that great either.
our newly commissioned Technical Predictions Championship is in effect, is now officially in play, as I am your current holder of said championship, as you can see on the image there. I promise to defend this belt with much respect. I promise to defend this championship to the best of my prediction ability, and I want to see
to
this
the best of your
thing.
predict.
I want to see this thing. You know what I'm saying? Be the championship is meant to be. Dizzle, how long is it until you cross over 200 days? I know you already calculated.
Day 200 is going to be the 30th.
Ooh.
I know, it's pretty beautiful. I know.
Ooh, that boy said he's going to be 200 days in. He has not only surpass the previous holder of said record, but he's gonna see 200 days. Am I
Well,
sad?
because
You know
y'all
what? You know what?
said
You know what?
no to
I'm gonna
stand
say this.
and deliver.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm not sad about it. I'm not upset. And I'm gonna tell you why. He came in with a plan. He told us, especially me, that he was going to get that briefcase. He was going to get that championship. And he was going to make sure. So I could only appreciate somebody who has a plan, stuck with it, and you know, I really did wanted to tease him by making him adjacent to Charlotte Flair, but I'm not gonna do that because
Yikes.
Better.
only reason why I'm not gonna do that because other than 2 or 3 pay-per-views, he had defended that championship, and I can only appreciate. So I will give you your flowers. April 30th, he will hit 200 days.
I like it.
I can only congratulate. I cannot be mad. I cannot be mad.
Then after 2.
What about that hiatus you were talking about taking because of your dismay at him doing this?
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
That also is crazy because I also told him that he wasn't gonna take a hiatus.
Yeah, he said I wasn't gonna do it.
Look at where we are.
Look at where we are. Champions.
The Prince of Predictions is still on point.
Mm-hmm.
So after 2, I'm probably gonna predict myself going till October and making it a full year. We finna Roman Reigns this shit.
Just don't let me get a hold to that briefcase.
Gonna be
I
mine.
mean, as history,
As I beat him at Backlash.
anybody that has
You
tried
could
to cash
beat
in,
him in Backlash.
anybody that has tried to cash in against me,
I'm not Jugs. Okay.
Well, so,
Hey,
yeah,
you only have
I
one
wasn't
person
be- I
trying to
wasn't
cash
on
in
my-
against you.
Listen, I wasn't on my game at that point. I didn't know. Listen, I shouldn't even.
Also, a sample size of 1 isn't really like reliable science. Like,
This is true.
Right.
Jaeger, you do got a good point there, and
You're
I
right.
didn't know exactly how it worked exactly.
A sample size of 1
I was a rookie at that point. If I could go back and redo it, I wouldn't even cash it in at that point.
But 184 days and counting as champ, dominant, proves that as well.
Hey, if
And
I
the
get my
only way-
hands back on that briefcase,
And the
I'm
only way
changing-
that Scoot
I'm changing up things.
will beat me on a successful cash-in is if he has that championship, because the points will allow him to win. Other than that, I don't see myself losing anytime soon.
Backlash.
Hey, Jaeger, you have a chance of,
You seeing it?
you know what I'm saying? You have a chance of dethroning Roman Reigns over here. Dethroning old Gunther over here.
Not gonna be a year.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna get this tribal supremacy.
Enough
Boy.
of our rambling, champ. Go on, close his eye, champ. From
right.
one champ to another, go and close his eye.
All right, you beautiful people. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave all your comments, concerns, questions down below. Whether you agree, disagree, have any other predictions of what you think may potentially happen down the line on your own, leave all that shit down below as well. If you want to leave your congratulations for Scoot for becoming the first ever tag technical predictions champion. If you want, now you don't have to worry about leaving me your adulation. I adulate myself, if that's a word.
Hey, yo.
Leave
Yeah,
your
I will say,
What word did you
like,
say? Adulate?
adulate.
tell
Leave all your
me more about your adulations.
leave all your concerns and condolences down for Jugs. He made a valiant effort, but it's all good.
Stop trying to make him feel better. It was not, you know what? My bad. Just to sign off. It's the sign off.
Make sure you tag that subscribe button, tag the notification bell, tag that like button. And as I warm up the nice too sweet for the boys and give that good old bada 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 bam. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. Sorry. Until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, we bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucketh. Ow.